Hello, fellow homebrewers. JP here, and I want to introduce to you the brand new Brew-Built X1 Conical Series available at More Beer. More Beer sells the highest standard in homebrewing equipment, and the Brew-Built Conicals are just that. They're made from mirror-polished 304 stainless steel, and they come with loads of features that you and I have been looking for. They have a full 2-inch bottom dump valve, which will eliminate your clogging issues, while the sturdy base includes 4 reinforced legs, just like those big Pro tanks do. More Beer also carries the Brew-Built line of options and add-ons like casters, pressure kits, and even external glycol chillers. So you can find out more about the new Brew-Built X1 Conical Unitanks by going over to morebeer.com for detailed videos on the entire line of Brew-Built Conicals. You can trust Brew-Built with your next fermentation, and you can trust More Beer to find the right conical for you. Brew-Built at morebeer.com.
Restore your vehicle's engine to run like new with Valvoline Restore and Protect, now available at Advance Auto Parts. It's the first motor oil ever to remove up to 100% of engine-killing deposits. That's right, 100%. Stop by your local Advance Auto Parts store today and get 5 quarts of Valvoline Restore and Protect Premium Full Synthetic Motor Oil for only $33.99. Up to 100% piston deposit removal when used as directed for 4 or more consecutive oil changes at standard maintenance intervals, based on adapted sequence 3H testing.
Feels like work. Shooting the shit for 2 hours, drinking beer and talking beer. What a wonderful experience.
Can we not have the barf bucket near my mixing board?
I think everybody could read the book.
I knew you were going to use this book as an excuse to quit doing this show.
Mrs. Bub, if you want, I can mail you the Bub Timer.
Yeah, Newcastle, especially in the can. Have you ever had it in the can? No, I have not had it in the can.
Notice I closed my eyes and I concentrated really hard.
Now, live from the Brewing Network studios in Northern California, this is the radio program for home brewers, craft brewers, beer lovers, and beer geeks. It's your only source for live beer radio that brings expert brewers together with, well, expert drinkers. This is the radio program with a head on it. This is The Session.
Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to The Session. I'm your host, Justin Crosley. Joining me today is the world-renowned, amazingly popular Queen of California, California Brewery of the Year brewer, Teresa Pasuti from Crooked Lane Brewing Company, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I thought you were still talking about me all the way up until you said Teresa.
Right. No.
I was pretty sure it was JP because he just walked in.
Yeah, right. He is also ever popular and sometimes a Queen of California.
True.
But you have that title tonight, my friend, Teresa. And for the year, really.
You know, I'm still running my victory lap for
You
for
should
sure.
be. You should be. So the California Craft Brewers Summit happened a week ago in Long Beach, right? And as part of the summit, there's a competition. Mm-hmm. And those of you listening might remember that a couple years back, Beardy also won this honor.
Not with this competition. It was with the California State Fair.
This is a brand new competition. So it used to be the California State Fair was the big California competition, and it's still a big one. Mm-hmm. But they started a new one to kind of line up more with GABF and line up with the Craft Beer Summit. It's called the California Craft Beer Cup.
Got it. Okay. And in order to win, it's a lot like in the other competitions where you get points for the amount of medals. And how many medals did Crooked Lane take home?
We got 7 medals.
Wow. 7 medals.
Wow. Was that the first year of that?
It was the first year of this competition.
Nice. Look at you.
And we're like 4 of them golds, too?
4 gold medals.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really impressive. Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Your whole
Everybody
team
was asking me if my neck was hurting, and it wasn't really, because I wasn't actually walking around. I was floating just above the ground.
That's so cool. What, did your whole brewing team go down to the summit?
No, I'm the worst. I seriously made everybody stay home and make beer. I am the worst. Just me and my my awesome sales guy, Spencer, went down.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I was like calling them and texting them and sending them pictures because I wanted them to be there, but I'm pretty sure they all hate me just like a little.
Just a little, yeah. Well, and it's kind of then less fun for you, too. You kind of want your team there to celebrate with you. But you never know when these things are going to happen.
I'm not sure I could have had less fun, actually.
Okay.
I had a lot of fun. Because all the Sacramento brewers, we are all such good buddies, and it was so cute. I went to a place, and they had all gotten there ahead of time. And there was like tables where everyone was sitting like normal people. Mm-hmm. And then the Sacramento brewers, they were like, their butts were all smashed together. Like they're all on the same table.
Right.
Like
everybody wants to be together.
Oh gosh. They were just like tight. We're tight there, man.
Yeah.
So we had a hoot. It was so much fun.
That's so cool. Well, congratulations. That is a big honor. I think it's really cool. I was excited to see that news.
Thank you. It was, it's shocking still to me.
That's great. See, we don't just let anybody in here at the Brewing Network, you know?
I know.
Teresa's no slouch.
I definitely don't. I don't think I can feel like a slouch anymore.
No, not anymore. You've made it. Finally, you've made
it. Finally. Maybe it'll stick this time.
Maybe
we'll see.
That's why Teresa has a sleeveless shirt on. The guns are out.
The guns are out. Yeah,
she's flexing hard on everybody right now.
You have to.
I got my girls in craft shirt, and my guns are out.
Yeah, GABF's a month away.
Loud and proud.
My goodness.
That's true. Beardy's right.
A couple of the beers that went to GABF went to this festival and did really well. So I'm like,
okay,
come on, baby.
Are you going to GABF
I am,
also?
Yeah, I'm going to GABF.
Are you going to let anybody from the brew house go to GABF? Yeah. So you should have done the California one. It was cheaper.
No, we just didn't. We didn't arrange for it, and now it's like we took. And the issue is we took everybody last year.
Okay.
And everything went to hell in a handcart while we were gone.
I see.
So I told them we talked about it months ago, and I was like, okay, guys.
Yeah.
Can you forgive me? We'll go next year, but not this year.
Sure.
So that we can buy brewing ingredients and, pay everybody's salary.
Stay open.
Right.
But I have high hopes, of course.
Yeah.
They're just hopes at this point. But.
Well, that's great, though. It's exciting.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Congratulations. That's really cool. I was happy to hear it. Okay, go to crookedlanebrewing.com. You can learn more about Teresa's brewery over there. And, check out some of those award-winning beers. Tonight on the program, we've got the Tap Brewery from Bloomington, Indiana. Jared May, he's their head brewer over there, and he's flown out from Indiana to do the show with us, which is why I'm here, even though you're going to have to listen to me cough through most of this podcast. So I apologize in advance. I've been sick for about a week. It is not going away. On another day, I might have asked JP to cover for me, but Jared's he's a nice guy. Flew all the way out just for the show.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what? If he can do that, I'll try to get my ass in there.
That's right. I can walk 2 blocks from my house.
Yeah. Excuse me. I might just have to do some extra editing tonight so that you don't have to listen to me cough all the way through. I apologize in advance. But it should be a good show.
It'll be fine. It's not the worst thing that they've ever heard on the show.
Right.
Yeah.
And, frankly, I've been laying in bed and just taking, medicine and stuff for a week, and that ain't helping. So I figure I might as well start drinking. It was that, too. I gave it 5 days.
Was it air quotes medicine, or was it,
oh, no,
actual, NyQuil?
I went to the doctor because it didn't, he just ended up telling me it was a cold, but it didn't feel like a cold. Still doesn't feel like a cold.
Yeah.
Just stupid stuff like cough suppressant. And,
which I never understood.
Part of the reason I went, the cough is really, really painful.
Yeah.
So I won't lie. Part of the reason I went, even though I thought, okay, it might be a virus too, just like a cold.
Yeah.
I wanted some of that codeine cough syrup.
Oh hell yeah, dude!
Because
get codeine crazy.
The cough was painful, and then I'm laying in bed doing nothing anyway. I might as well be high.
Right.
They don't give that shit out anymore too easily.
No, you got to go, you got to know a guy.
Seriously. Yeah. He's like, because at the end, I kept mentioning the pain, and at the end, he's like, so it sounds like the pain of the cough, maybe you want something for that. Yes, sir, I do.
Well, I don't really, but if you think it's the best.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'm like, yes, sir, I do. And then I don't bother to ask what it is. I'm assuming, And I get out, and it's some janky-ass cough suppressant. It's nothing.
Mucinex.
There's no codeine anywhere near it. But I couldn't be like, you're talking about the codeine, right? You got to be subtle.
Yeah, for sure.
I was so pissed off. You fucking junkies across the country are ruining it for the rest of us.
Well, it's mumble rappers, basically, yeah. Like the whole of Atlanta is, yeah.
You used to be able to go in, a little tickle in your throat, walk out with a party in the bottle. Mm-hmm. But you junkies out there are making it, you're ruining it for those of us who like to use our prescription drugs responsibly.
Yeah, just because
why do you want that?
And
because you're not making dirty Sprite doesn't mean that we can't have some fun now.
Agreed.
You know what I mean?
So I didn't get shit out of it. The cough suppressant stuff barely works anyway.
I don't understand the cough suppressant because you're coughing to expel it from your lungs. I mean, I know it hurts, and so you don't want to do that. So, like, why? I never understood cough suppressant.
That way you can drown in the fluid in your lung.
Right. Yeah,
well,
that's the goal.
You don't always cough to get rid of things. Like sometimes you have a dry cough, and mine's like kind of in the middle. And on a day like today, I want the cough suppressed so I can do the show and not cough the whole way through. Also, the pain, like it was a painful cough. It's a little better now, but like earlier in the week, it felt like I was. Somebody stabbing me in the chest every time.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear it. That'll be fun. Now I just want to cough. I don't know if anybody else feels the same way, but I have a tickle now, and I'm really trying to suppress it.
You should.
I have some codeine syrup if you'd like.
Oh, my God, Beardy.
Yeah, actually, I have too much.
You went to the wrong doctor.
It's about to expire. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll do my best, and that way we can speak with the Tap Brewery from Bloomington, Indiana today.
Wonderful.
They sent us a whole bunch of beer that we have to talk about.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. I like that.
Thanks to our sponsor, More Beer. They're great people over there. Go check them out at morebeer.com. And if you're looking for a new malt to set your pale ales and IPAs apart from the rest, check out Extra Pale. It's a modern 2-row base malt designed for very light colored beer. It's germinated like a pale malt to have a high degree of modification for easy brewhouse conversion, but then it's uniquely kilned like a Pilsner malt to have a very light color. So the result's a malt that's easily and quickly converts like a true pale ale malt. But it's as light or lighter than most pills. Go check it out at morebeer.com. The Extra Pale. That's with an X.
Ooh.
Yeah. I spell it all special there. Okay. God, this is going to be a long night.
We've already edited 10 minutes out of the show, everybody.
There it is.
Okay. A few announcements for you today. Brought to you today by Drake's Brewing Company, which their Foraging Raccoon IPA is back on the shelves. Great IPA, 7.5% ABV, 80 IBUs. It's one of my favorite IPAs. You can go check it out. It's Foraging Raccoon. Go to drinkdrakes.com. You can find out where you can buy it over there. Got a few events coming up.
Oh.
Yeah. Trumer Brewing, Trumer Brauerei.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yes.
I think they changed every time I see it now, even on their site, it says Trumer Brewery. I think that maybe they finally decided Brauerei was like too highbrow for most people, you know?
It was very
not for us
mid-90s.
beer nerds, but like for the common person.
People who don't know. Yeah, I think with a foreign language name like that, it does sort of, anybody who's trying to get into just to slam pints of IPA aren't going to understand that. So like, I don't know, it's too much for me.
Or just hard to pronounce. Don't quote me on that. I'm just making that observation. But Trumer Brewery is having their Oktoberfest and Doppelganger Märzen launch this Saturday, the 21st. It's from 12 to 5 at the brewery in Berkeley. And they're going to have some unfiltered beer that they've never had before. It's their first ever Doppelganger Märzen, I believe.
Okay.
Because usually they just do the Trumer Pills.
Right.
But they've got a couple different beers in the lineup, and they're going to launch them there. Go over to Eventbrite and just search Trumer, and you can get your tickets there. It's family friendly, but if you want to drink, you can get your tickets over on Eventbrite.
Sounds cool.
What else? Concord Oktoberfest, which is put on by the Brewing Network right here, is happening October 11th and 12th. It's a Friday, Saturday, right here in Todos Santos Park in Concord. Tickets are on sale now. Go to ConcordOktoberfest.com. We had a great time last year, a successful event. We do our Oktoberfest a little different than most. We don't buy all of the German beer that's imported. We actually do all craft beer. We do request that they be lagers. Most of them are German styles, but we'll let a couple others sneak in there. It's more of a craft festival. I should probably change the name to Crafttoberfest.
Crafttoberfest.
I should probably trademark that right now.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's happening the 11th and the 12th of October, and it's a great time. We've got a German band playing music the whole time. We got German dancers. We've got rides for the kids. There's food, tons of food. We had a great time last year, so come join us this year. Go to ConcordOktoberfest.com.
Awesome.
And then...
Whoa, there's more?
There's more.
Hold on a second.
And then?
Sierra Nevada is having their Hop Harvest Festival.
Oh, yeah.
And they have invited us to go and be a part of it.
Nice.
Let's see. When the fuck is that? October 19th, Saturday, October 19th. The Brewing Network will be on hand. I'm going to help moderate some panels. Everybody from the Brewing Network is invited, of course. Byron over at Sierra Nevada is looking forward to seeing all of us.
Cool.
So please put it on your calendars as well.
Do it right now.
It's Saturday, October 19th. I'll probably drive the RV up there. We'll do the thing. And have a good time. It looks like a really great event. They've got a lot of different beers from a lot of different breweries coming in, and I'm going to get to talk with Ken Grossman and a few people up on the stage and do some panels. So it should be a lot of fun.
Should we still do the streaking skit that we were talking about doing a couple of months ago? Should we still do that for Ken or not?
I don't know. I think I finally, after all these years, I might finally be on Ken's good side.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure we should do the streaking anymore, but I'm not ruling it out.
All right. So showing him my good side wouldn't help.
No.
Okay. Got it.
What about his great side?
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah.
I'll have your Bitburger collab right here, and I'll wiggle it.
Right. This will be a no laughing episode, please. I don't cough.
Ken was on hand at the summit. He was there for the whole thing, and there was lots of people who related their Ken Grossman encounter stories.
Oh, yeah?
And all of them were like, the moral of the story was he was super cool.
Yeah, he is always cool.
Yeah.
But I'm fairly certain he's hated me for years. Until now. I've turned a corner.
Maybe he's just aging out and forgot all of that.
I don't know.
Who's this Justin guy?
Yeah. He seems more on top of things than me.
He seems like a breath of fresh air in the industry.
I think he's brand new. Right? Yeah. I'm so glad the Brewing Network changed ownership. Because back in the day.
They got this old guy now. He can hardly breathe. Can't even get codeine on demand.
Right. No,
I bet Ken Grossman can get codeine anytime he wants.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah.
Is it going to be a Q&A panel?
I'm not exactly sure yet. They're still kind of rounding out the couple of things that they're going to do. I had gotten a couple of ideas from them that they were going to do like a torpedo flight panel. And taste different ones. I'm not sure if that's still happening. I'm not sure. I'll let you know as soon as I know.
If they open up to Q&A, I'll ask him when he's going to come on the session.
Ah, nice. I like this. I think it could happen. I think it could happen now. Depending on my performance at the Hop Harvest Festival.
Well, heal up. You got a week or a month.
Yeah. No, they're all great people over there at Sierra Nevada, and I'm excited to be a part of it. The Sierra Nevada Hop Harvest Festival. You can get your tickets. Just go to the Sierra Nevada website, sierranevada.com, and you'll see it right there. You can click on the way to get tickets, and then come hang out with us, because we're going to be there all day having a good time. I'm really looking forward to it. Okay, what else? That's it. Support us by doing your Amazon shopping. That's a good thing to do. You know what you can do right now is click and renew or get yourself an AHA membership. That's a great way to support us. And if you do it through the link on our website, it's right there on the homepage. It says like AHA membership or something like that. And you sign up, you're going to get a free copy of Radical Brewing, which is a great book. So if you do it now, it's a great way to support us. You get a membership to the American Homebrewers Association, which is invaluable. And then you get a free copy of Radical Brewing.
Is that Randy Mosher joint?
I believe so.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good book. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You have to be a member to go to HomebrewCon, And HomebrewCon is in Nashville, Tennessee next year.
Buddy.
Yeah. I think it's the appropriate.
Yeah, that's right. Excited about that. Okay. Is that it? Yeah, that's good enough, right? Yeah. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, you know the drill. Send your feedback over to feedback.
Don't send it there.
Feedback at thebrewingnetwork.com. You can send show ideas there and other things and fun stuff. Okay. Do we have a Twitter game today?
I passed it off to Warren.
Oh, you did?
You did? Oh, yeah, I saw that right before I came here.
Yeah.
So we don't?
I can come up with one real fast if you want to. I mean, I'm sure I can come up with one.
You want me to do feedback first, and we can come back to the Twitter game?
Yeah, and Warren and I will sign language to each other who wants to take it. I can figure something out. But yeah, go ahead. Let's do feedback.
All right. Feedback's brought to you today by the Beer Law Center. You can go to beerlawcenter.com and check it out. John will do a good job taking care of your trademark or your brewery filings. He takes care of my trademark. He does a good job. No one's stolen it quite yet.
Successfully.
Yeah. Okay. Just a couple things in the feedback, but both of them are long.
Both of them are long.
One's going to be a whole thing.
Oh,
but I'm going to do I'll do this other one first.
Who doesn't like long things?
And let's see. Sean writes in, and he says this email will not be of Ian Titus brevity.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
By the way, where was Ian this week? Anyway,
that's a good question.
Oh, he's on break.
Is he? that sort of greatness can't happen every week.
The month of September.
I see. Yeah. Okay. He says, I'm a longtime listener who's listened to you talk about helping homebrewers take their craft to the next level for years. The BN certainly helped me do just that. I started distilling and winemaking in the early 2000s, but was intimidated by brewing. But in 2012, I met another one of your listeners, and he brought me into the world of homebrewing. I was immediately hooked, left everything else behind. So a couple years ago, I reconnected with an old friend who told me he was trying to open a brewery. And against all of your advice about how difficult of a business craft beer is, I told him I was in.
Oh, boy.
From that moment, it's been a long road filled with constant disappointments and challenges. I told you, man, I don't really lie on this show.
And now I'm suing you.
Listen to what I say. Maybe not in life, but on this show. Through all of this adversity, though, every setback has led to even better opportunities than we could have ever imagined. We hit pretty much every pitfall that Mufasa cautioned about on Brew Strong a couple weeks ago, including parking. Yeah, that's a great Brew Strong if you want to go check that out. Mufasa Ferguson did a whole talk on what the do's and don'ts, what you should know about opening a brewery. It's pretty good. Anyhow, he says, we're now less than 2 months away from opening Copper Hop Brewing Company in St. Clair Shores, Michigan. Which brings us to our most recent challenge and the point of my email. In June, we contacted a company that we planned on buying our kegs from. We told them that we wanted to order them, but we weren't ready for delivery until renovations were complete. And they told us, no problem, we'll hold your order until we're ready. And we offered to pay for them, but they said, no, we'll send the invoice when they've shipped. Well, when we called them last week to have them shipped, they told us that the kegs were now $40 more each than quoted. That's not a small change, $40 more.
Each per keg. What do you think that, I mean, how many kegs do you think? 200?
Right, I don't know.
Depends on if it's a brew pub or a production brewery.
Yeah, and also, why don't they have to stay with the price that they quoted them?
Well,
that's probably why
if they didn't sign a contract.
Yeah,
Teresa,
probably why they wouldn't let them.
How much is a keg right now? Like, if you had to go buy a brand new keg, give me a ballpark.
We lease our kegs, so I'm not even sure. I think to buy them out, it's over $100.
Yeah,
I would
120-ish.
120.
Yeah, 150, but yeah.
So these might now be 160 if they're going $40 more. Or something,
maybe.
You know?
I mean, what's this guy's name?
Sean.
Well,
hang on. Don't solve his problem yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I always have the solution.
This has to be a long thing, Teresa.
Yeah.
But
anyhow,
that's
$40 more.
Super shitty. And, we had that type of stuff happen with brew houses. We got quoted a brew house, a manufacturer we really liked, and we were like, cool. And we went back to them, and they increased their prices by like 30% in 1 year.
Really?
And we were like, oh, well, you're totally not in the running
Not
anymore.
on our list anymore.
And they're like, well, everybody wants our stuff.
Okay.
This is always the default response. Well, then someone else will just buy it. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it then.
Let them buy that thing.
You know what I heard? That right now is a great time to buy Chinese stainless steel, Chinese brew houses, Chinese tanks, because they're wheeling and dealing, waiting for the upcoming, trying to beat the upcoming tariffs. So Chinese companies are like,
okay,
you buy now, we will make you a deal because of the trade war that's happening. I just heard some brewers talking about it. One of them had ordered I don't know if it was a brew house or some tanks or something, but he was like, they are wheeling and dealing trying to beat this tariff deadline. Anyway, you can do your own investigations on that if you're a brewer. I just wanted to throw that out.
If you would like rusty stainless tanks, Get them now.
You have to re-weld.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sean goes on and he says, we knew that was not in our already tight and way overspent budget.
Yeah.
So we started looking around and found that a little-known brewery called Heretic was upgrading their kegs. And when we contacted them, this guy named Jamil called us back.
Wow.
He said, let me assure you that besides the unimaginable amount of brewing knowledge we've gained from listening to the BN and Jamil over the years, Jamil was incredibly generous to us. He helped out a new brewery more than he may ever know. And then he goes on to say how great the craft beer community is, that BN's helped, and so on and so forth. And he wants to do the show sometime.
It's a good story. I like that. I mean, and knowing Jamil, he will bend over backwards for you if he doesn't know you.
He really, yeah. He probably gave him those kids the deal of the century.
Yeah, sure.
Jamil's just like that.
He knows me vaguely, and I owe him like at least 2 thank you cards, handwritten.
Yeah,
and
handwritten.
I don't know, and like
hand pressed with the paper.
I don't know. Yeah, like I think we'll all have to like. I don't know, put together the best beer gift basket
ever
in the world.
Yeah.
Send it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hooked us up with some barrels.
Oh, nice.
Racks, and like just said, hey, come pick them up.
Yeah.
So yeah, we owe him big time already.
That's great. Well, Sean, that's a great story. Thank you for sending it in. And Jamil's a good guy. You're right. The industry is a good industry, and it's good to see some help. And yeah, F that company. But glad you got a better deal out of it. He does say, P.S. I'd give a kidney for a lunch meat shirt, though. He said, not buying one. Listen to this. Not buying one when they were available is one of my greatest regrets. And please bring back Drunk of the Week. Listen to me, Sean.
Yeah.
I am a really fucked up individual, or you have not done, I don't know, you have not really lived a life. If that's one of your greatest regrets.
He's like Veal. He was kept in a room for his whole life, not experiencing anything.
I have shattered people's lives, for God's sake. You're like, I didn't order a T-shirt in time.
That I didn't save that orphanage
angel.
from the fire. Those are my 2 greatest regrets.
And also the guy who won the More Beer raffle this month emailed me back and he was like, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Oh my God.
I honestly responded with,
it's our listener
I'm
base.
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm thinking you guys just don't really respect hyperbole.
Yeah. Maybe so.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
There might be some hyperbole happening.
I doubt it.
Well, thanks for writing in, Sean. I appreciate that very much. Okay, so we've got one more email, and this was actually a fan email that was sent to Dave Marley Aviva Vavav from Flat Tail Brewing Company.
Vavavavoom.
And I've pre-read the email, and it's fairly...
If you have any fireproof shirts on, you should put them on right
amazing.
now.
It's a scathing email about Dave, and so we thought we'd get Dave on the line to go over it with us.
Yeah.
Hi, Dave.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, buddy.
How are things going over there?
Oh, just super duped, man. So, been lots of good feedback on things.
Yeah.
Things running smooth.
So this listener wrote this email directly to Dave, and so we wanted to share it with our listeners. And then, so Dave, I'm just going to read it all the way through, okay? And then, we'll talk about it with you.
Did he send it to Dave or to us?
No, to Dave.
To Dave.
Oh, okay.
But Dave was kind enough. He knows we love this shit, so to share it with us. So Ron writes in, and the subject of the email is failed meeting. So failed meeting. Okay. I've listened to years of the BN, and I can't count how many times I've heard you. I've always thought that I'd like to talk to you. Motorcycles and beers, 2 of the most important things in the world. Who would have thought, though, that you were such an asshole?
He hasn't listened very closely then.
You're right. I happen to be in your part of the country, so I got a hotel and was greatly looking forward to doing some drinking at Flat Tail. I sat there a couple of hours. I told the bartender I was a longtime listener of the BN, and please tell Dave that. He said that he did, and that you were busy, but that you would stop out and say hi. You did come out a short time later. You walked by me, poured yourself a beer, and then back past me. Never said a word. I didn't know who you were until the bartender said, "That's Dave." Again, what an asshole. But then again, I didn't expect you to be so young. Nearly everyone your age is an inconsiderate ass. Not your fault, I guess. It's your generation. Now, keep in mind, Dave is fairly young. How old are you, Dave?
I'm 30-fucking-1 now. It's been like 12 years in the industry. Can we get over the age thing?
31. Your whole generation, though.
You little baby.
Exactly. Old hat.
Yeah.
Sitting at the bar, he says, sitting at the bar and talking to some locals before being rudely dismissed by you, I had the thought of donating my beautifully framed, signed Nick Barnett jersey to the brewery. Who's that?
I don't know.
I have no fucking clue.
I would imagine a motocross.
Yeah, some motorcycle racer.
Sports ball. No, I think it's some kind of sports ball.
It's a jersey.
Nick Barnett. He was an American football linebacker, Green Bay Packers, first-round draft.
There you go.
All right. So he says, I thought about donating it to the brewery. I thought the space above the door to the brewery from the tap room was perfect. It really means nothing to me anymore, and I thought it'd be nice for you to reside in a place where it would be appreciated. But since you couldn't spare 30 seconds for me, I guess that isn't going to happen. And as long as I'm calling you out...
Just in case you didn't know the point of the email.
Yeah.
My favorite part.
Why do you whine about riding 1,000 miles? It's no big deal. I've done it numerous times. In fact, just 2 weeks ago, I rode my bike around Lake Michigan and hit 4 breweries. 18 hours. No big deal. I enjoy traveling the country and experiencing new locations and new beers. So I can't say I regret stopping in Corvallis, but I'm certainly sorry I had stopping at your brewery on my bucket list. Fuck you, Ron.
Oh, Ron.
Oh.
I mean, Ron's really upset.
That was aggressive.
Dave.
Yeah.
Man.
Ron's not a happy camper.
No, I don't think Ron will be visiting Flattail anytime soon.
I imagine our Yelp average just went down 0.0001%.
Right. Okay, now I can read into a few things here, but let me ask you first. Do you remember this day and this guy and being told that he's sitting there?
No, never seen him in my whole fucking life.
And you don't recall a bartender coming back and saying, hey, there's a Brewing Network listener?
He did. So
he did.
What happened was, long story short, Friday we had like 30 accounts to hit, and then we had a big wedding party we were hosting at the pub, and my sales guy went to the urgent care office in the morning because we thought he was dying of a blood clot and stuff.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so like it was kind of one of those days, and like out of my whole whopping staff of 4 people on the brewery side, no one worked less than 17 hours on Friday.
I see.
So, yeah, so our bartender comes in, and he's like, hey, this guy says he's from like some brewing radio thing, and he really wants to meet you, but I told him like, you guys are slammed, can you come out? Yeah. So I tell him, listen, man, like I love BN listeners and shit, but like we literally will not be ready for this event if I step out. So if he wants to hang out for a bit, I'll come out as soon as I get a minute, but I just do not have the time right now. I'm so sorry. Please apologize to him. I got to get back to work.
Okay. So
I didn't have any beer that day prior to us closing, so I think he was referencing me like tapping a new keg of IPA, which I had to come out to the bar to do.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Kind of thought maybe he'd like say hi or something if he was this keen on handshake. But right. No one said anything. And I actually went out at around 5:30 right before the event started to try to find him to say hi, but he was not there anymore.
Right.
And I actually got back from deliveries at like 4. So.
Okay. Well.
Yeah. Not quite sure who, where, what. Yeah.
So here's excuse me. Here's one thing, Ron. Since you're a fan and you've heard Dave on the show so many times, I would expect that you would know everything is always on fire in Dave's life.
Right.
The brewery's on fire. He's on fire. The bank is on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Everything
only burning in
is,
his deposit box.
Yes. Right. Everything is always on fire. So,
fun fact: our kitchen actually caught on fire on Wednesday.
Nobody is surprised, Dave. Nobody's surprised, except maybe Ron, because you might have listened to how you think maybe you and Dave have things in common with the beer and the bikes, but what What you failed to realize is that Dave is a fucking disaster. And so you should give him, like, the benefit of the doubt almost any time. Like, literally... I wouldn't be surprised if I walked into Flattail one day and said, "Hi, is Dave there?" And they say, "No, he was beheaded yesterday by terrorists." Like this, nothing would surprise me.
That's right. He's actually swinging from the rafters, but we just haven't taken him down yet. We're actually really busy. Can you actually cover the beer side while we can get him down?
Right.
Or maybe just cut him down yourselves.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. Hey, is Dave available? Well, no, he set himself on fire trying to light the burner yesterday.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
He exploded.
Well, hey, Dave, it's Teresa.
Hey, Teresa. How's it going?
Good. Being in a brewery, people sometimes forget that they're on their leisure time, being in your spot, that you're not actually on your leisure time.
Yeah.
Like, if your leisure time were happening, you might not actually even be at your brewery. So it's a little unsettling sometimes because they really do expect, if you pop in the tap room for a second, that you probably have all kinds of time to talk.
Right.
But really, you had to, go to the bathroom.
Because brewing isn't a real job. You know that, right?
No. Well,
none of you guys have real jobs.
No,
it's just,
definitely not.
Yeah, you're there to hang out and drink beer.
You're mixing water with grain, dude. It's not hard.
I don't know what you guys are complaining about. Every time someone came in to visit me,
stands in the back the whole time. So.
Every time someone came to visit me, I just stopped what I was doing and went out and had a beer with the person that came by.
Yeah,
you guys
are
just
hard.
It's not hard, guys. Come on.
So
someday,
why you never accomplished anything?
Right
now. So what do you think, Dave? Do you think that you were a dickhead that day, or just look? I'm sorry, I'm busy. I can't help you.
Well, I mean, considering the fact that I had no idea where he was, who he was, what he looked like, and that he never, maybe shot me an email prior to flying across the country to apparently meet me. My conscience is pretty clear.
Which, by the way, I like how the topic is failed meeting, which indicates that you actually had a scheduled meeting.
Right. Yeah.
You millennials don't have a conscience.
That's what when I read the topic, I kind of expected that, you blew off an actual meeting or something.
Well, that's what I thought, too. I see the email, and this is after just, we got, Corvallis Beer Week and shit going on, so we're all running around like crazy. And Saturday, Emma and I are sitting down to watch the races, and I get this email, and I'm like, oh, fuck, you got to read this.
Was it the next day? How long?
My first thought is this was Saturday night.
And so
a day after it happened.
Wow.
After he finished riding around Michigan 17 times.
No big deal, Dave.
I read the header, and I'm like, oh, shit, I must have missed some kind of meeting, but I'm pretty sure I wouldn't plan a meeting on a same-day IPA release and a brewery event and a pub event and a football game day weekend. Like that.
Right.
I'm a dumbass, but I'm not that much of a dumbass.
Yeah.
And then I kept reading, and it just got better from there.
I just
God damn it. There he goes.
I just like that the BN is partially responsible for this.
Of course.
Teresa,
after all.
You're right, exactly. Yeah. You're our baby.
Yeah.
Teresa makes a good point that beer fans in general just kind of might think you've got all the time in the world. But we've even set you up, to go see Dave. He's great.
This buffoon, this monkey making beer, has no idea what he's doing.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, half his staff is in the hospital.
Yeah.
I do kind of blame your bartender, though, for not being a little more facilitating in this whole exchange.
Yeah, it seems like your bartender.
I know he was way too honest and nice and straightforward to him.
Or he was being too nice when he should have been a little more fuck off.
Yeah. We're hey, Dave, here's the guy real fast.
So
it's your bartender's fault.
It's a little different here at my bar because we're also kind of like the world headquarters of the BN, so it's somewhat of a destination for our fans in that sense. So if I'm here, I take at least 5 minutes to say hi to everybody. If the bartender comes and tells me. But I also, like I said, I feel like that's because we built this place for visitation as well. So I can't, But
don't get me wrong. I come out all the fucking time, but if you're in the middle of a show and some guy walks up and says, hey, I want to talk to Justin, different.
Yeah. Oh, and also, there are days that my staff comes in and tells me, and I'm just like, Oh, for fuck's sake. But I didn't got to go do it anyway. That's not all the time. I like meeting y'all, don't get me wrong. But
a 20-hour work day. And how Dave works, because nothing is easy in his fucking brewery. No. Nothing is automated. Nothing is simple.
In his life.
Yeah.
How old do we think this guy is?
Ron?
With the whole thing, like... I didn't expect it to be so young. Nearly everyone your age is an inconsiderate ass. Who is this guy hanging out with?
I would say 50.
I'd say 50.
7.
Yeah.
You think?
Mid-50s.
I don't think 50s. I think he's okay. So here I'm going to construct who this guy is.
All right, I like this.
So he's got financial means enough to retire early. So I'm saying like 58, 59.
Okay.
And then maybe he got divorced, so he's got a lot of time on his hands.
Yeah.
Empty nester.
He's got to be a Harley rider.
Plenty of time to be riding his bike.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's like, he has a special outfit for his riding.
Yeah. Oh, of course he does.
Totally.
I mean, you probably could have recognized him by that, Dave.
Yeah,
right.
maybe.
Dave, you don't say hi to every biker who sits down at your bar?
Right.
Because you also bike?
He has a golf club membership, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
he didn't have his skull cap on, so I couldn't recognize him.
Right. I think that's a fair assessment of who this person was. And then I like how he had to go for the jugular and basically just call you a pussy about complaining about riding a lot of miles.
While
on
I'm
the
calling
bike.
you out, I might as well keep going and piling it on.
And another thing,
this matters so much.
Because you liked him before that,
right? So
before this happened, would he have said before this happened? Would he have said, "Hey, Dave, by the way, I'm with you. Those long rides, huh? They can really be something." But since it didn't happen, he's like, actually, you know what? I think he's a pussy.
You know what makes these long rides better? Drinking heavily at many breweries.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah, 4 breweries in one day.
Sits on them for the whole ride. No wonder he can make it so far. He's clearly just the greatest rider of all time.
Well, and also... So I Googled it because I don't know shit about Lake Michigan. It takes about 15 hours to go around. It's about 1,100 miles. Mm-hmm. This guy did it in 18 hours, so he was up for 18 hours. And I know riding a motorcycle takes some dexterity and some concentration, especially being up that long. Plus hitting 4 breweries. I bet Roy was a fucking hazard on the road and should be reported because
nothing says safety like drinking at 4 different bars while staying on a bike for 18 hours.
18 hours.
And
Right.
riding around Lake Michigan.
There's not much to hit in Michigan.
In Ron's defense, he was actually in the sidecar. His wife is the powerhouse of a rider.
That's true.
She was the sober driver and the powerhouse rider.
Get on, Ron. We're missing the next tour.
Yeah.
Let's get Ronette on the line.
Yeah, did you write back to Ron? Oh, yeah, here, I have your response.
I did.
Here's Dear Ron, I'm on fire. Thank you. Dave. You did write back?
Yeah, I did. I sent him a nice little message today.
Do we want to talk about the marking of the occasion yet, or...
Yeah, I want to talk about that, but I want to know about your response too.
Or how do we want to do this?
Well, does your response to him have to do with how you marked the occasion?
It does indeed.
Okay. Well, go ahead at your leisure, Dave.
Here's my response to Ron. Dearest Ron, I'm at a bit of a loss as to where to start with this email. I guess wow would be the first thing to come to mind when reading it. Wow, because you have this much anger towards someone you've never met before. Wow, because you think your time is so much more important than anyone else's that you'd lose your shit over a guy in the middle of a 20-hour shift not having spare time to meet with you, a stranger, unannounced. Lastly, a solid wow, because your thesis, other than a lack of synonyms for my backside, seems to be a lack of manners on the part of my entire generation, whatever you may think that is. So here's the deal, Ron. I'm not going to give you my anger, nor will I extend an apology, other than to say I'm sorry your parents didn't give you the same lessons in manners mine did. Wow. I will, however, give you a few nuggets of advice. Number 1, if you feel like traveling across the country to meet someone on a whim, maybe shoot said person an email before you book your hotel to make sure they aren't busy. Number 2, breathe a bit. Life is short, and being pissed off all the time is tired. Maybe try yoga or some other shit like that. Number 3, if you're going to call an entire generation out for being assholes, maybe don't be an asshole while you do it. One of those pot and kettle sort of deals. And last, but certainly not least, always remember to turn the other cheek. Sincerely and forever yours. And then I attached a photo of my cheek.
Your cheek?
Like your face cheek?
Your ass cheek?
Yes, my ass cheek. I got a little remembrance for Ron. You know, I figured that this was a really
my
good
God.
lesson.
You're fucking
that,
kidding me right now, Dave.
We always got to remember to fight hate with love.
Put it on the camera.
I am looking at what he... So, Dave got a tattoo on his ass.
Oh, my God.
That is a heart with Ron's name on it.
Shut up.
That is not a stick-on tattoo.
No.
That is a real tattoo. So Dave, sending back this email, sent a photo of he got a real tattoo of Ron on his
money
ass.
for Ron's name to be on your ass.
Poor Emma.
Dave.
Oh,
really,
my
Emma
God.
is the one who loses.
My heart just grew 3 sizes.
Wow.
He
Dave.
did technically give me permission to do it.
What's that?
That's him getting it. So.
God.
Dave.
That is the funniest thing ever.
I love you so much, man. You're my favorite.
stuff.
I miss you guys too.
Not enough to tattoo our names on your butt.
Listen, this...
You're up next, Beardy.
Oh, great.
All Ron did was call him an asshole 3 times.
That's all it takes?
Apparently.
Wow.
Dave,
Oh, man.
listen to me. Take my advice right now. This is the stuff that social media marketing dreams are made of. And you need to post his email and your response with that photo on Flat Tail's social media and let that shit go viral. I will do it for you starting on the Brewing Network if you want, but that is the stuff that great marketing is made of, my friend.
You know, I'm not going to fight it. I was going to try to kind of save it for the label on our new I Heart Ron Double Hazy IPA coming out in a couple weeks.
Okay.
But I guess we could do it early.
Well, you can save
You can
it.
do it both.
I think you can save it. That's fine. But I'm just saying you specifically need to post the email and your response and the tattoo on social media.
Yeah, Facebook, all over.
And then you can use that as your announcement for the beer, but don't just like do the can, right? Like, you see what I mean? This whole thing
Yeah,
needs
that's
to
fair.
go.
That's a good release memo there.
Yes.
Do you have temporary tattoos getting printed for the release? So that way everybody else comes to the pub?
We are here to help.
Yeah. That would be
I'll
good.
send you my invoice for that marketing idea.
Yeah, you need to run with
Emma
this
says
one.
we should be
You
nicer
Ron
to
with it.
Ron.
You know,
No,
I think you were nice to Ron. You answered with love.
You would put
I
Ron on the
thought
biggest
so,
pedestal
too.
right now.
He's a part of me forever
Ron
now.
is literally on you forever.
Yes.
I want to be on you.
I love this so much. I can't even describe
Well,
it.
he wanted to meet me, and I figured, the only way to really make up for that was something even more valuable than an in-person meeting.
Yeah, I think you're right. So, okay, you need to do this. When you're ready to release that beer, you need to do the whole social media post and share it with us, and we're going to share it, and the craft beer world at large, brewery owners everywhere, are going to fall in love with Dave like we have.
Yeah.
You're going to be the most loved brewer for like 12 minutes.
And still make no money.
Yeah.
I'll put it on an English mile, so that way everyone will ignore it anyway.
There you go.
Right. Double English mild.
That's true.
Obviously. Dave, thank you for sharing. That's fucking incredible. Wow.
You are so welcome.
And he got less than 24 hours later. He's like, "Oh, I should get a tattoo." And then the next day, that was today. Gets a tattoo today.
Yeah.
Oh, so this whole thing happened last Friday? It's that fresh?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this last Friday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's how Dave rolls. Dave and I will exchange like some very short texts every now and then, and we usually reaffirm our knowledge that both of us are complete fucking morons in these short texts, and it's the basis of our relationship.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's rock solid.
That's right, and you have stepped up this time, Dave. That is solid.
I'm glad I did you guys proud.
Yeah. All right, brother. Thanks, man. Good job. Good work.
You guys have a wonderful evening.
Yeah.
And by the way, I just want to say real quick, love you, Ron.
Love you, Ron.
Before Dave leaves, we're going to be speaking with him on November 4th. We're going to have a show on the session here about making hard cider.
Are you going to
seltzer? Hard seltzer. Dave is coming in the studio.
Great. Are you going to ride your bike down, or are you too much of a pussy for that ride, Dave?
Well, I'm actually going to ride to Mexico, then I'm going to ride back.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Stop at 4 breweries on the way, and then I'll be at the show.
Excellent. All right, brother. We will see you soon. Good job.
All right, have a good guys.
Later. Flat Tail Brewing, ladies and gentlemen. They never disappoint.
Don't ask for Dave when you sit down at the bar, though.
That's true.
I mean, I bet that like 4 minutes after he read that, he was like, I got to get a tattoo.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
He's not one to like fester on this or that. He just was like, I'm going to respond and I'm going to get a tattoo.
I'm going to get a tattoo.
I love how he's celebrating this instead of just being stressed out by it like I would. That's what I would do.
I mean, I'm right? The more brewers that see that, they're just going to absolutely love him. Like, I hope this spreads through the brewing world when he does that post. Because brewers everywhere, maybe not that specific email, right? But we've all gotten something where you just want to do the middle finger.
Yeah.
And that was like the ultimate.
It's the ultimate.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Dave. Gotta love the guy. All right. Went a little long here in the first segment. Hang in there, though. You're listening to The Session, and when we come back, the Tap Brewery. Hang in there.
This episode is brought to you by Etsy. The robots have gotten pretty good at what they do, but they can't pour passion into what they make or give an item a human touch. On Etsy, you can find something handmade, handpicked, or designed by independent sellers who bring their whole hearts to their small shops. Shops that prove you can bring more joy to the lives of others when you do what you love. The fingerprints Etsy sellers leave behind reveal who they are. Human beings, determined to make human connections. So the next time you're shopping for yourself or someone special, choose extraordinary items, handmade, handpicked, or designed by small businesses. Keep commerce human. Discover small businesses on Etsy.
You're listening to the Brewing Network. Because like beer, radio shouldn't suck.
All right, welcome back to the program. Thanks for hanging out with us and bearing with me. Our guest is in the studio with us now, Jared May from the Tap Brewery. Welcome to the show, Jared.
Hey, thanks, man.
I appreciate you coming in all the way from Indiana. In fact, it's the only reason I'm here. I have been sick in bed for days, but I was like, if Jared can do it, I can do it.
It's that nicotine, man. You got to give that up.
I did.
Okay.
But not soon enough, apparently.
Right. The lack of nicotine. Right. You got to take that back up.
I was thinking about picking it up again this week because I was like, well, this isn't any better.
Just start smoking menthols, man.
That's what I was smoking.
They still make those Camel Crush. You can kind of switch between the two, right?
That's what I was smoking.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
at the end,
you would smoke Camel Crush menthols.
It gets worse. It gets worse. At the end, they were like double because they were already menthol, and then you crushed them for extra menthol. So, yeah.
I don't have words for that.
God bless. It's really the only words I can think of.
But I'm here, and you are here, Jared, and I'm excited. You're just going to have to bear with me as I cough through our interview every now and then. So the Tap Brewery from Bloomington, Indiana, and we've got some of your guys on the line, too. We should have Zach and Matt. Let's see. Are you guys with us?
What's going?
There you are.
What's up, guys?
Zach and Matt, welcome.
Hello.
So Zach is the, I like how you wrote this in your notes, the cellar person. Very PC. And then Matt Grimm is your assistant brewer.
That's right.
And where are you guys right now, Zach and Matt?
We're sitting in the tap room here.
Nice. Is it closed?
It is, yeah.
Perfect. So that's a great way to do this, because you got all the taps there behind you.
Yep. Right.
All right, smart kids you got over there. So tell us, Jared, how long has the Tap Brewery been around?
So the original location of the Tap is a craft beer bar that opened in 2012.
Okay.
They wanted to feature, multitudes of craft beer, where people who were graduate students, more younger professionals could go and kind of avoid that college scene, because Bloomington's a big college town.
Okay.
So we opened in that direction, and then in 2014 they decided to take the next step and open a brewery. That's where they brought us on, and really started to cultivate a whole experience with beer in and of itself.
Okay. And is that in the same location as the original?
So the original brewery was in with the original locations, Bloomington, Indiana, and then the brewery itself was built in the basement
of this craft beer bar.
Yeah.
So, okay, and I have this in my notes a little bit, so we try to paint a picture for our listeners, because I found this interesting. A basement, but with 10-foot ceilings in the basement.
It's a pretty awful ceiling height. We had to have tanks that were specially made. They're nice and squat, and it makes dry hopping a real awful situation.
Because you're right against the ceiling.
Yeah, I think what would you say the clearance space is, guys? About 4 inches?
Nice.
Yeah, 6 to 4.
I can measure that.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Yeah. Okay. I'm even thinking, how do you even get stuff down into the basement? Did you have to cut a hole somewhere?
Yeah, so we have 2 different door areas. The brew pub, which the guys are sitting in right now, is on the lower level as well, and it has some larger doors. The space wasn't originally closed off from the brewery, now it is. And then, of course, the brewery doors themselves, and all the tanks came in on their sides. We had to basically find a way to heave them up. Probably the most difficult was the hot liquor, which is it's a 22-barrel hot liquor ton.
Okay.
And we had to break a couple windows and pull that up through there with some ropes and hydraulics, and that was a good time.
Hell yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
And then the brewery itself, you had to sink the floor a little bit too.
Yeah,
right?
to make sure that we could to brew, we had to dig about a 2-foot deep pit.
Okay.
And then place the brewery within that, which the company that manufactured it told us to do, and then failed to develop a grain out system. When you go to grain out, we pretty much grain out at floor level. So we had to develop a way to get that grain out of the ton, and we put together a reverse chute.
Okay.
So we slide down these gray bins that'll hold about, I think they weigh about 155, 160, something like that, after they're filled with wet grain. And we just fill those up slow and steady and move them onto the side. I'd love to have the 55-gallon buckets, but
and then what? And then still carry those upstairs somewhere to get out of the basement?
We've got a really creepy ramp that will go out of the brewery itself that many people have slipped and possibly died on.
Yikes! Yeah.
Yeah, and so our farmer will come and pick those up, and we just kind of wheel them out on a hand truck. And
wow,
yeah, it's a wonderful experience.
Did anybody think about picking a building where you didn't have to be in the basement?
No, that was not an option. Yeah, we actually the spot that we're at was
dickhead. Ron's gonna Ron. Everyone's Ron to me.
Love you, Ron.
Yeah. He had a Ron tattoo on his boat.
No, the spot that we found was an old. It was an old. What was it? Talbot's, and before that, I think it was another department store and so forth. So the basement was all typically used for receiving shipments and whatnot, and it just kind of worked out. And we talked about ripping the ramp out and putting in hydraulics, but probably not anytime soon.
All right, let me ask a couple of real questions here. Because I'm curious. So sometimes you do things like this because of budget concerns, right?
Sure.
Like you've already got a building, you've got a successful tap room going on upstairs, and you've got a basement that's otherwise unused, and we can't afford another building, so let's do this. So that's option A, right? Option B might be, well, we think it's cool to have the brewery where our tap room is. So, yes, we could go get another building, but I don't care how difficult you say it's going to be, Jared. This is where we're doing the brewery, in the basement, right? These are the only couple of scenarios I can think of.
Yeah.
Do you mind answering which one you think it is?
I would say B was definitely closer to where that is.
Cooler to have it right here.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, Bloomington has, what are we up to, five breweries now, maybe 6. We have a cidery, a meadery that's doing sizers and whatnot, so it makes sense to have that on premise.
Yeah.
We wanted it to be as fresh as possible. We wanted people to experience what it was. We wanted people to sit in that brew pub where my guys are right now and look into the brewery and see what's going on. So
sure.
it just made sense at the time to definitely do that, and I'm glad we did. I mean, it's It's oftentimes a pain to work with. We don't have climate control and what down there, so it definitely gets hot.
Okay.
We make adjustments. We'll brew overnight if we need to, or on some hot days, and make it work.
Did anybody ever think about getting into a building that you had to have air conditioning, that you wouldn't get so hot? Did you think about that at all?
No, we have it upstairs,
right.
So we go up there.
Yeah.
I was making fun of
and a cold. What's that, guys?
We have a big fan.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Every brewery worth their salt has a big fan. That's for sure.
and no brewery worth anything has climate control. Come on.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're not that far off. We kind of fit in with the mold.
Do you all serve beer from bright tanks down in the basement up to the top?
Yeah, we do. We have a fermentation space. We got 14 10-barrel fermenters. We're rocking 10 10-barrel serving tanks.
It's a pretty big basement.
Yeah, absolutely. It's we maximized as much space as we possibly could. We opened with 7 fermenters, and I think that was in September of 2014, and by April of 2015, we added another 7.
Okay.
So just the growth rate and expansion was massive, very quick.
Yeah.
And
that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So up until this point, you were a craft beer bar just selling other people's beer. How many taps did you have at that time?
Of other people's beer?
Yeah, back before you were a brewery.
Okay, so we were running 50 guest drafts, and we're still running that today.
Okay.
And we, will swap those out on a regular basis. I would say typically per day we change roughly 2 beers.
Okay.
Most of them are halves, and then the super rare stuff, of course, we're running in sixtels. And then bottle-wise, can-wise, we're running anywhere between 400 to 350.
Wow, okay. Where's this cold box? Is it up on the top floor?
So we actually have 2. 3, if you count it that way. The upstairs bar has 2 cold boxes that run a direct draw.
Okay.
And then our cold box, the brewery cold box, is downstairs in the basement with us. And we're on a beer pump system down there.
I see. How many square feet is this basement?
God, that's an excellent question. I honestly can't remember. It's
got to be like 7.
Yeah, you guys are down there. What's it look like? Can you make up a number?
Yeah. It's a little bit bigger than 5.
Okay.
Then 5 square feet?
5 square feet?
Yeah. 5,000. Yeah.
It's a very closed space.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And then, Zach, where's the cellar? You're the cellar guy down there.
Yeah, it's right there, man. It's you step down off the brew deck and you're in the cellar. So
it's all part of it. Yeah, right. I see. Yeah,
we're one-stop shop.
Right there, man.
Same place as everything else. That's funny. Okay, and so do you still have 50 taps total?
Yeah, we're still rocking the 50 guest drafts, and then we have 18 of our own, which typically we'll have anywhere between 14 and 18 on tap.
On top of the 50?
On top of the 50.
Wow.
What the fuck that doesn't seem overwhelming.
I don't know.
God bless.
It works. So we're still running, 30% or so of overall sales coming from our beer.
Now I know why
really good.
Yeah.
Now I know you told me why you went to Yard House yesterday.
Yeah.
Not just to try all the beer around here, but you wanted to see another place as crazy as you.
Yeah, and that's even more insane. Like those I don't even know why they'd bother putting a sixtel on. It would eat the entire lineup. It's silly.
Yeah, we got a new Yard House in Concord, so if anyone knows what they're known for having 100 beers or something on tap.
And honestly, it was a great way to kind of experience everything that you guys have to offer without driving real far.
Yeah,
it's kind of a nice experience.
If they just opened, that'll be the only time all the beer's fresh.
Yeah,
and the line's clean.
They were so busy; it was crazy, and it was Saturday night at midnight, and they were
really?
Yeah, they were just crushing it in there.
Wow.
Yeah, Concord's growing quite a bit, and they put in that whole new center over there. So
yeah, that's where we're staying right now.
Okay,
where I'm staying.
Nice.
It's pretty wild.
Well, let's dive into the beer just a little bit here while we're talking about all this stuff.
We've sort of already drank it.
Okay,
it's really good.
You liked it, yeah. The first beer is called Social. It's your American lager. JP liked it. No, wrong.
No, that's
Bevo's looking at me and telling me.
I'm sorry. It looks darker from where I was. That's the right one. I apologize.
That's the right one.
Just go back to do whatever shopping, whatever you're doing.
And I was paying attention.
Is there any more over there? Warren, help me out.
I got
don't know.
All right, Bevo, come help us out. All right, tell us about your lager.
All right, so when we first opened, the owner wanted a beer that would be super easy to drink, very approachable cream ale kind of beer. So we developed this beer that, not understanding the efficiency of the brew house and all these things, it ended up being like a 6.5% cream ale.
Okay.
And over that period of time, it started to evolve. We were approached by the owner and said, hey, what would it take to make this a lager? And we're like, well, we changed the yeast. And it eventually moved into a 6.5% lager, and then we pulled some grain out of it and pulled it into this batch. We'd originally been putting oats in it to kind of help with body and so forth and give it a little bit better mouthfeel. And we decided that it should be closer to something like PBR or Miller High Life, because that's kind of what the bulk of regular drinkers we had coming in. As a college bar, we have a lot
that's
of
they were
families.
asking for. Yeah.
So we had a lot of people coming in that don't necessarily appreciate craft beer, and this was kind of the answer to that.
Sure.
So we scaled it back to from 6.8 to 4.8. And replaced those oats with corn.
Wow.
And ended up with something like that's in front of you today.
Do we have here?
Yeah, this is probably the after work beer of my staff. I can't speak for our wait staff or the line, but
the beer.
This is what we're drinking. Yeah.
So Pilsner malt and corn?
No. So this is American two-row.
Okay.
A little bit of wheat malt for head retention, and it's probably like 15% corn. Does that sound right, guys?
Yeah, it's around there.
Right around there. What do you think, JP? You like this one,
Yeah,
huh?
I really like it
Yeah.
a lot. I think Jared's right. It is very PBR-ish, but not. I don't know. Sometimes PBR can get, I don't know, funky. If that makes, I don't know. It's not as crisp. This is very crisp.
Yeah.
It's a lot drier than a PBR style or whatever.
It's easier to drink than a PBR.
It's more like a Hamm's. If
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay.
get, yeah.
I'll accept that.
But I really appreciate a beer like this. I need more of these beers.
I wouldn't have guessed 15% corn.
Yeah,
it
it's
doesn't
not
seem
very
as strong
corny
to
at
me.
all.
I would have gone 14 minimum.
I might actually be like 14.5.
See,
My guess would.
Okay.
brewing is easy. I could do this all day long. It's fine.
I would have put money that it was rice and not corn.
Really?
Yeah. I did not pick up corn at all. So, yeah, it's just really clean like that.
Nice. Yeah, it's one of my favorite beers.
Yeah.
That little sweetness there, carbonation really helps out too, and it's a very good beer.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
What's the hop?
We just bitter with Columbus.
And that's that.
That's it.
Nothing
Yeah.
late in the boil, nothing.
Nope.
Yeah, because that's all just clean, too.
Yeah, we're rocking, I think it's like 9 IBUs on that beer.
Whoa.
Wow.
Damn. That's
And
a
is
little
it-
too much for me, but okay.
That's, I was trying to get you there with the ABV, but
Right.
the IBUs are screwing it up. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, listen, you'll learn. If you haven't learned yet in the 12 minutes you've been here, JP is impossible to please. So take what you can get.
No, I'm well
He used to
aware.
like this
I'm well
beer.
aware.
Yeah.
I used to like it. Now it's I'm
Yeah, now that you said 9 IBUs.
That's just awful. It's pure shit.
Yeah, let me check in with it. Hold on.
And this still a big seller for you?
Yeah, this dominates most of our market,
Really?
except for right now.
Okay.
We got pumpkin ale on tap, and that kind of takes precedent, but this will be second place.
What a weird market that goes. I mean that in a nice way, but like that goes from give me that American Light Lager all day, and pumpkin ale.
Yeah.
Like that's,
Well, and they put shit on the rim.
We do.
What's that? What's that, guys?
Oh.
It's a college town in Indiana.
Yeah, I know you guys. You do keep saying that, but it's just now sinking in.
It's like drinking my dreams.
Yeah.
True. There's two things to do: drink beer and have premarital sex.
We get the biggest
the
biggest flavor note that we get on this is people say it tastes like college or bad decisions.
Wow.
And those are our two.
It does taste a little like bad decisions,
right?
I'll give it that.
Oh, there've been plenty of days where we've gotten a little buzzed on social for sure.
Yeah, because this is your wake up Sunday morning beer too.
Oh, hell
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a great shower beer.
Yeah. This is definitely a 10 a.m. bear, easy.
I would have said 9:59, but that's me.
Of course you would.
Is this the type of day it is? All right. I got you.
He's a new father.
It's true.
Now, I thought though that you said the tap room first. Gosh, The tap room first was like designed not for the college kids.
That's correct.
Okay. But still,
college,
you
young
end up
college professionals, upperclassmen.
Got it. Okay.
We try not to target the lower there. We are 21 and up, so we don't do that 18, 19-year-old serving.
Okay.
I won't go.
Is that a thing in Indiana?
It shouldn't be.
Oh,
right.
I can't speak for all the bars, but it shouldn't be.
Okay.
Yeah, I tried that in Fort Collins. The open
19 and up?
No, not even that. Just not be a college bar in a college town.
Yeah.
It's not working out so great.
No?
Yeah.
Find yourself hitting that anyway?
It's a little tough. We're like, all right, bring in the college kids. Fuck
You should
it.
probably bring in some social. That'll satisfy them.
Mop up the puke. Yeah. Yeah.
Hard seltzer. That's when you need to be serving.
Oh god, that's a whole nother game right now.
Well, let's talk about that quickly because all right, every craft brewer on the planet is like getting into that now, and you did some looking into it, but there's something wrong in the state of Indiana.
So apparently, yeah. I mean, there's many things wrong with our alcohol laws. For some reason, the state of Indiana says that beer has to be a beverage that is fermented from a decoction or infusion of malted barley or a cereal grain.
Okay.
And yet everywhere in all the other things that I found legal-wise, it considers corn a cereal grain, except in brewing. So we're currently looking at changing some laws or trying to get some legislation that'll push corn into that because basically it says we can't ferment 100% corn, but I could ferment 100% rice. Because sake is perfectly fine. I could ferment, and it's a really
so clearly at some point in the history this distinction was made, probably to serve a purpose that no longer exists.
I would assume that it's a taxation reason for leftover from pre-prohibition or post-prohibition that would affect the distilling industry.
Okay.
But
wait, isn't Indiana also like a corn state?
Oh yeah.
So
they love it.
Would have excluded corn in Indiana.
Yeah, that's exact. Thank you. That's where I'm going. Like you'd think you could make cocaine with it if it comes from corn. Like
use more sources. Like you get taxed if you don't have corn in your recipe.
Then they're mad. Then Indiana is mad.
Yeah. Maybe there's more profitable ways to sell their corn than give it to the brewers to use.
Right.
I don't know. It's considered a cover crop in some areas, but that's how amazing that is. But
neighborhoods with lawns of corn,
right? But it does consider it a cereal grain when you get down to the Department of Agriculture, and it's a really interesting dynamic that we're currently working on some legislation for.
Never had a bowl of corn pops, I guess, with the legislation
no.
area.
I'm more of a flake guy.
Very conservative. They go with the flakes, exactly. Yeah.
Do you use local corn in your American lager?
Not currently.
Okay.
We do have a local maltster, though, which we'll talk a little bit about with another one of these beers, and he's been getting into some malted corn, which we used in a Brute IPA and a couple other really unique products.
Malted corn, all right.
Yeah,
that's pretty badass.
I can talk about that.
All right. Let's talk about the next beer in our glass, too. This is your Blue Crew Munich Helles.
Yeah, Blue Crew Helles. So this beer is designed and was created for the Indianapolis Blue Crew, which is the official fan club of the Indianapolis Colts.
Okay.
And they chose the tap as their local sponsorship this year. They've got a really cool fire truck. Our logo's on that. They show up at our place for all the games. And they wanted a beer to kind of have that was easy to drink. Gave a little bit more kick than Social does, but was something that was, available throughout the game season. And we put a couple different things in front of him. I was really pushing for a malt liquor, which didn't happen.
Oh, yeah.
Because I thought that would have been a lot of fun.
It would have been until it wasn't.
I just wanted to brew a malt liquor again. Yeah.
College bar.
Right. We put in front of them some Bitburger to kind of give them an idea of a German Pilsner, and then some Heretic Helles.
Oh, nice.
And they really liked that, and they went with that style, and we put together a recipe that kind of met what they were looking for in that. And so this beer is on through the entire Colts football season. And all the proceeds, well, not all the proceeds, but part of the proceeds from this beer is going to go to Ronald McDonald House on their behalf and ours as well. So
nice.
We're really excited about this. And, We think it's a pretty damn delicious beer. We've been drinking it.
It's a damn good Helles.
It's very good. That little toasty edge comes through more than I'm used to in a Helles, and I like that.
A little biscuity toasty.
Yeah. All borderline smoky, but not smoky, if that makes sense. It gets almost kind of there, but it's more grainy.
Yeah.
It has a really, really lovely finish on it.
A little darker. It's like slightly darker than a Munich Helles would normally be, right?
Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit about? Sorry.
The grain. Yeah.
God, you guys have the recipe there, right?
I can look it up.
Yeah, you want to grab that real quick because I'm lazy and don't want to look at my phone.
Let me fall down into the cellar.
Down the ramp.
Yeah. Let me call the dumbwaiter.
I know there's Munich malt in it.
Yeah.
You know, a couple years ago, we pulled a little sneaky, and we meddled with Social as a Munich Helles.
Oh, yeah, we totally did. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Same as we're tasting it now, or was it different?
No, it was that one, and we snuck that into Munich Helles at our local state competition.
Shame on those judges. Not that it's not a good beer, but come on, that's not a Munich Helles.
Yeah, we pulled a bronze on that, so we were like, all right, we'll take that shit.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Helles just Pilsner Munich, just a smidge a week.
Okay.
Probably like 60, 35, 5, I would say.
Okay.
And what kind of hops on that?
Really?
German hops?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Pearly and Saaz.
Just Pearly and Saaz, huh?
Sweet.
Any dry hopping or just?
No, it's just straight up.
You guys are big on classic styles of beer.
Yeah, a lot of us are kind of traditionalists when it comes to this. We fight the new age thing going on as much as we can, but we also know that we have to brew it. And at the same time, we can get away with not brewing it because I got 50 drafts behind ours that we'll bring in breweries that are making these styles and doing it fantastically well. So why waste the time and manpower to produce some of these when we don't really have to?
Sure.
Yeah, what a benefit, man.
Can we talk just still about the grain bill? I mean, what kind of Munich are you guys running? It was like a Munich 20, like maybe a darker Munich?
No, it's a Munich Light. It's the just best Munich malt. Yeah.
I'm just that malty.
That's the brand. He's not saying they only get the best.
No, it's the best.
It's the best. Yeah. Well, it's both.
Yeah,
I mean, it's convenient that way, right?
Yeah. Because what we do is we get the best
that's right.
Munich malt, and it just changes everything.
Man, I don't know.
Well, are you asking because of the color also? And what's that, guys? I'm sorry.
Well, I just wanted to point out to everybody that the Vienna bag says "best wiener" on it.
Oh,
it does.
Yeah,
that's probably what it. It reminds me a lot of college. So that's probably why.
Yeah.
No, that biscuity grainy thing. I mean, maybe it's just all the Munich, but to me that grain bill doesn't correlate to this flavor, and I'm just trying to wrap my tiny brain around it.
You're not used to the best.
I'm not.
Right?
Definitely.
What portion of Munich malt is it? What percent?
Probably like 40 or so, I'd say.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty heavy.
Yeah, it's more than you would think.
Yeah, okay. It's great.
What would it would generally usually be somewhere around 20?
Like 10 even?
Yeah.
Less than 20 typically.
Less than 20.
Mine's like 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can't call it a Munich Helles. That's a Pilsner Helles.
Right.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. I like this beer, and
it's good.
Your fermentation on both of them, you guys you have that down pat. I mean, everything is dry and clean.
Appreciate it. We use a pretty powerhouse yeast when it comes to our lagers. It's the Saf Ale or Saf Lager. What is it? 3070 or whatever, 3570. The Weinstefan strain.
Same on both of these beers.
Yeah, that's our house lager strain, and it's a beast. I mean, it produces little to no diacetyl. Finishes nice and dry. The sulfur note is just low enough that it's detectable as that dry crispness, but not enough that you feel like you're drinking something made of rotten eggs.
Yeah, you guys kind of nailed your fermentation.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
These are good.
And the clarity too. Are you filtering?
Yeah, we do. All of our lager beer gets pushed through a plate and frame filter.
Oh wow!
And then some of our ales will clarify with biofine. But actually, one of our house beers that's an ale does go through a filtration, our American Pale. because American Pale should be clear.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Most beer should be
brilliant.
clear.
Yeah. There's a lot in Indiana that is very sensible, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's it right there.
Yeah. That's where you're from, Indiana, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Not this corn thing, but everything else apparently is very sensible.
We got clear beer, we got corn, and that's it. That's it.
Now, y'all have more than one location now.
We do. So our main location is in Bloomington, and we have a sister location in Indianapolis. It's on our Mass Ave area, New York, Delaware, that intersection. And actually, the funny story, the year and day that we opened that was early October in 2015, and about 4 hours after we had opened, we were awarded a gold medal at GABF for our Honey Triple. And that was our first time entering GABF, everything. So we were really stoked about that. Damn. It was a great way to open the new location.
Hell yeah.
Everybody,
that's a high note.
That's right. Yeah,
it's all downhill from there.
Yeah.
We're hoping not.
Okay.
We've been doing all right.
Yeah, way to go, Justin.
So, I'd be like, wow, temper that a little bit.
I'm coming after you if there's a problem this year.
I'll knock on
actually,
wood.
while you're here, we have a gun. If you just want to end it all, it's
over.
fine. We can all do it as a
Can we talk about the guns real quick? Because when you hit the walk thing on the streets here,
in California,
and they tell you to walk, and it sounds like you're being shot at.
Oh,
so is that to get you to walk faster?
For the deaf folks.
Yeah, it is.
Is that what
weird,
that is?
I
just thought it was
definitely
to get
for
you to
the
move
blind
faster.
folks, not the deaf folks.
It's definitely not for the deaf folks.
Totally would not help anyone.
Good job, guys.
I just imagine a deaf guy standing in the corner going, I don't know if I can walk.
I thought there was somebody coming at me with a drive-by. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, it's just to get you to move.
I like it when they're like, oh, walk.
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
Yeah, Can I just point out that whenever Bevo's a smart one in the room, we're all in trouble.
Or stupid.
I'm not in that room.
Really?
I didn't even pick up on that either.
All right, let's do this. We're going to take a quick break because we got to get some different beer in our glass. We're going to try a few more things. And then learn a little bit about, you guys do like to use adjuncts, not just corn like we've been talking about, but you guys like using some local honey.
Yeah.
You like using some strange fruit in your beers. So we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about that with the Tap Brewery from Indiana. Hang in there. It's The Session.
Hey, motherfuckers, this is Doug from fucking Society. You're listening to The Session on the fucking Brewing Network. Fuck you.
All right, welcome back to The Session. Thanks for hanging out with us today, bearing with me. I appreciate it. We are still hanging out with the Tap Brewery from Bloomington, Indiana. And also, before we move on, I want to remind you that you can get your free 21-day trial of the Beersmith brewing software over at beersmith.com. It's the best stuff out there. Don't even bother going anywhere else. But you don't have to take my word for it because you get a free 21-day trial. It works on Mac and a PC. You can use it as a pro brewer. You can use it as a home brewer. Go check it out, beersmith.com. And Brad over there does a good job, and he's been a great supporter of this program, and we appreciate it very much. All right. You guys still sober and upright over there at the tap room?
Hey, 1 out of 2 is not bad, huh?
Yeah, I agree with you.
I'm sober but laying down. I'm tired. I want to go home.
What?
Good job over there. I like it. Okay, so this is kind of random. I wanted to ask because I saw it in my notes that y'all are working on a Star Wars beer collaboration with somebody else.
Yeah. So
what is this about?
One of the breweries in the area. It's a chain brewery, Flick's Brew House. Which, if you haven't looked into them, please do so. They're making some killer beer.
Flix?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're a movie theater brew pub chain sort of thing.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty cool. And
that's a great concept.
Yeah, so you go into the movie and they bring you food, they bring you beer.
Do they do that stuff. Like your own? You had like limit you to 2 beers bullshit?
I don't think so.
Because our movie theaters out here started serving beer because they had to because everyone's like staying home.
Right.
But I think they're still considered like family like movie places.
Yeah, I don't.
So they're like
I don't
2
think
beers.
they limit you. I think you're good to go on everything.
Spoiled the end of Black Panther 2 for me. I'm fighting somebody. I'm 4 Miller Lights in.
Yeah,
I will punch.
Yeah,
him.
They're making some killer beer, and when The Last Jedi came out, we did a beer with them. It was our first milkshake IPA. It was a blueberry milkshake IPA that we called Bantha Milk.
Nice,
and that was kind of fun.
Okay,
so this one we are working on a I don't know, the terpene style IPA.
Describe that to me. What do you?
So it should taste and smell like that first fresh bowl spark.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's kind of what
really
we're looking
focused
for.
on like the volatile terpenes of hops.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Dank.
I found some terpene blends that don't use hemp, which is pretty cool.
All right.
So it makes them a little bit more user friendly with the TTB. And basically, we matched up the hop strain profiles, the terpenes that are in the hops. We're going to hop the beer like that, and then finish it with that terpene blend to kind of that fun profile that everyone should enjoy.
So it's not like a Lucasfilm collaboration.
No,
because when you said Star Wars beer.
Well, and then that we use that loosely because they're going to be sued by Disney and movies and all that stuff. So it's funny because when we developed the first one, they came to when we were talking about naming it. And they're like, yeah, we can't use anything that might be copyrighted because that's a large lawsuit. So we're, the strain that we're looking to mimic on this beer might have some relevance to the trilogy. Well, God, how many films are there now at this point?
Only JP knows.
Yeah. Oh, no, I know too. I just can't count right now.
8?
8. Okay.
So
if you count Rogue One.
No one counts Rogue One.
We all count Rogue. That's the best one.
It is.
Oh, wow.
We're going to fight.
Yeah.
Table. Fight.
That happens fast.
Get your lightsabers out.
I mean, you can like take play on words and play on characters and stuff like that. No one's going to get in trouble for that, right?
Let's just say we were one of the names that we have in the Vortex is Cloud Runner.
Okay.
So we're going to play on that maybe and see what we can do. But it should be a really cool beer. Neither one of us have done anything like this. Rob, the brewer up at the Flicks that we're working with in Carmel, he was named best brewer in the state this past year, so we're really excited to work with them again.
Nice.
By his mom.
Yeah.
Where have you brewed before?
So I came from Iron Hill Brewery out in the Philadelphia market. I worked for Bob Barrar in media, and then also Tim Stumpf in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania.
That's a powerhouse brewery.
They've won some awards over the years.
Done some stuff, man.
They've a couple.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. How about you guys, Matt and Zach? Have you brewed elsewhere?
Just here for me.
Who's that?
This was my first professional gig, and I left for a while. I went over to Upland to work in packaging, just a sort of industrial espionage type thing. And now I'm back.
Nicely done. Is that Matt? Is that your assistant?
That
brewer?
was Zach.
That's Zach, your cellar person. Okay. How's it? You guys both work under Jared, basically, right?
We work with Jared, yeah.
Is that how you like to say it?
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. And how's Jared to work for? What do you think? You guys just wait for him to leave and then do what you really want to do, or what?
He has his good days and his bad days, but generally it's okay.
Yeah. Who makes it?
Anybody can ask for from their employees.
Really.
I mean, really.
That's true.
I mean,
he's coming back, right?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
A lot of autonomy, but we have to make sure that we do what he says.
Right. Well, that's fair. Well, that's kind of what I was getting at too. In all seriousness, do you guys get to make recipes? Does Jared make all the recipes? Do you all collaborate? What's the deal there?
Yeah, we all generally collaborate. I mean, I would say the vast majority happens from Jared, but each of us have a few beers that we've put through our pipeline and being able to hang our hat on.
Okay. So, either one of you, but probably more likely this question's for Matt as the assistant brewer there. Have either of you kind of fucked something up on a brew day? Wait, hang on though. Wait till let me finish. Let me finish. Either, cellaring or in the recipe or whatever that Jared still doesn't know about? As of right now.
I was going to say more.
Jared helps us come up with the solutions, but, there's an interesting dynamic. Before I left for Upland, I was the assistant brewer, and now that I'm back, I've taken a step down because Matt replaced me when I was away.
Right.
But so the first thing that popped into mind when you said that, when I was training Matt to run the brew house, he forgot on his first solo brew. I was doing something else. I kept popping in, checking on him. He was doing great. He was nailing it. And then at the very end,
during knockout.
There's one valve. There's one single valve. You don't keep an eye on, you fuck everything up.
Yeah, and the sight glass after the heat exchanger was a little light, and I looked down and he was pumping all this hot liquor into the fermenter.
I've totally done this on my homebrew. Wow.
But you know what? Jared's like, okay, cool, let's dry hop it, and we'll use a different yeast, and problem solved.
Wow.
Was that Mozzie?
It ended up being some sort of session lager or something.
It tasted all right in the end?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
we sold through that fairly reasonably fast, so it was good.
Okay.
Yeast, that's all you need, right?
Right, just the right yeast.
Do you typically knock out hot on your lagers like that?
In the summer, sure.
Yeah. So there isn't okay, because I'm thinking I would probably tell Jared, if I screwed things up enough. But if I forgot one bag of specialty malt or something, I'd probably not tell him. Does that ever happen?
I cannot confirm or deny that has ever happened.
God damn it. I knew it.
I'm being serious. I would totally do that. I'm pretty good at owning up to my mistakes and everything, but if I'm like, well, who's really going to notice this one bag of crystal that didn't go in, or I don't know what, and just wait to see if at the end you go, so guys, what did you screw up?
So we had a lighter colored batch of our American Pale Ale not too long ago, and I'm pretty sure I milled that.
Okay.
Pretty sure I did not put enough crystal malt in there.
Got it.
So that's
my
probably
exact
more,
example.
Yeah. Oops.
And are you in the brew house quite often?
Not as much as I would like to be, but I've taken on more of an administrative position at this point, and I let the guys that know what they're doing handle that.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's talk about the next beer in our glass.
Let's do that.
Which is, let me scroll down here, the Nefarious Nectar Belgian Golden Strong.
All right, so this is playfully known as Neffy.
Okay.
When you go to the tap, you order a round of Neffy.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what's brought to you. So this was originally a one-off beer when we were first opening. We were told to brew whatever we wanted, and we'll figure out our house beers from there. So this was a one-time beer that turned into a forever beer.
Okay,
it's a 60-day beer that we typically crank out in about 25 to 30. And makes up our number one percentage during non-pumpkin ale season.
Is that right?
We'll typically sell about 5 barrels of this between 2 locations in the heart of the school year.
Wow. I was going to say, this is like a college kid beer, and they don't even know it until that after one night, and they go, oh, that one.
Yeah, we had a group of girls that would come in a while ago, and maybe 5 or 6 of them, and they would order their first round of Neffys, and they would sit there and they'd be laughing and having a good time. By the second round, they were crying.
Oh, God, yeah.
By the third round, they were all laughing again, patting each other on the back. It was a really interesting dynamic.
Right. It's that high alcohol, easy delivery beer.
So we've, it's kind of a thing.
I love you, bitch!
Yeah. At 4, they were pulling each other's hair.
Yeah.
Right.
Clawing.
Yeah, they got cut off after.
Right, yeah.
This is a nice Golden Strong.
Yeah, thank you. This just took gold at our Indiana Brewers Cup, our state competition.
Okay.
We actually medaled twice in that category. Gold with this one, and then bronze with our Delta Quadrant, which is our Belgian quad.
Wow. Candy sugar?
No, dextrose.
Just dextrose?
Yeah, dextrose in there.
Mm-hmm. What about the grain bill before that?
God, what is that? It's mostly, Pilsner?
Yeah. Bit of wheat, bit of C30.
And then just bump it up with the dextrose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice and dry, a little bit of sweetness to it. I would have thought candy sugar, actually, because I think it has a little complexity to the sweetness, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. A little darker flavors. But, yeah, that Belgian flavor is right there.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Do you boil it longer or anything?
No, this is our standard boil. We run a 105-minute boil on pretty much all of our beer.
Okay.
And this one, the yeast we picked up from this, we had been using whatever the Chimay equivalent is from Y yeast, and we needed something a little different, so we wanted something that would ferment faster and attenuate a little bit better. So we ended up finding this Belgian Golden Strong strain from Omega Labs out of Chicago. And, God, we get, 96, 97% attenuation on this. There's, no residual sugar in here.
Wow.
Why do you do an extended boil on things that use just 2-row?
That's just the way I was trained. And it seems to make good beer for that brewery, so I kind of kept the process going for ours.
Sure. It's pretty mild on the esters too. I mean, they're there enough so that you know it's a Belgian strain and a Belgian beer, but not overdone. What temperature do you ferment that yeast at?
What was that, 20 C?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it a Staff Ale strain also?
No, this is Omega Labs, so it's a liquid strain. What is it, OYL 056, I think.
Okay.
So really cool strain. It does test diastatic as positive, though, so keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Do you guys do other beers to prop this up, or you just throw it in this big beer?
So we'll start it in this. We'll run off 13 barrels in the kettle, knock out about 12, and we'll pitch enough for a 6 or 7 barrel ferment. And so we do stress the yeast a good bit.
Okay.
And keep that going, get those esters produced.
Yeah, they're there. It's like below the threshold for me because I'm just not the biggest estery Belgian beer fan.
Yeah.
I'll drink a Duvel any day. That's great. And this one I would say is more estery than a Duvel, but still below my that's too Belgian for me threshold.
Yeah, we wanted something that would be approachable for everyone. We didn't want it to be so in your face that it was kind of challenging to drink, but at the same time we didn't want it to be so phenolic that it would almost came off as smoky and Band-Aidy. And then this one, we wanted something that would be kind of in between, easy to drink for everyone.
I think you did that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And the dryness really helps too, because it just ends.
And for people in Indiana and the Midwest as a whole, they want something they like sweeter beer.
Okay.
And even though this beer is unbelievably dry, it still gives the essence of being sweet.
Well, it's got that alcohol sweetness too, so which is different. I mean,
absolutely,
you might not know it's different, but it is because it can still be dry, but give you. I think
Jared,
that's
do you know
where
that it's different.
I had forgotten.
I think like consumers, right? They don't know that it's from the alcohol.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would call it a little bit on the sweet side, and I never would have guessed it was.
In competitions in the past, we've gotten dinged for that.
Oh, is that right?
I'm sorry.
For it.
Say again, guys.
Well, I get a bit of bubble gum kind of on the tail end.
Mm-hmm. See, you must be sensitive to those types of phenols too, because that's exactly like the threshold I was talking about. If it starts to go into the bubble gum or clove stuff, there's another one in there that I can't put my finger on right now. That's where I'd lose interest. And to me, if this has it is super subtle. On those notes.
We'll talk about this later, Zach.
But I think it's great when people bring that up because everybody can be sensitive to different things, right? Like maybe when I haven't tasted it all, but maybe if somebody tasted diacetyl in one of these beers, I didn't, but somebody else might be uber sensitive. Mm-hmm. So I think with a beer like this, I bet you everybody tastes a little something different. But I think you nailed what you were talking about, that little mid-range, everyone can drink it, a little bit of sweetness, definitely would cure a hangover.
Yeah.
I think. What percentage is it?
9.2.
Oh, yeah.
Flush it right out.
I think it's going to cure this cold.
Right.
I need more of this.
You haven't coughed in a while.
I need to knock this cold out.
True.
I'm going to drink some and light my lungs on fire.
There's your codeine.
We will hold you down.
Yeah.
You and Dave will be on fire by the end of the show.
All right, and then I promised that we would talk a little bit about other adjuncts that you guys use. So the next beer in our glass, we can start with that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
This beer is called Life is Beautiful. Great name.
Thank you. So this is a really unique beer, one in the style of what it is, but also the reason it was brewed. We were approached in our Indiana Brewers chat group on Facebook about doing a beer for suicide prevention from Rue 152, which is a brewery outside of Indianapolis. And he wanted to try to get as many breweries on board as this, and it's a new project, but the idea was to each of us brew a beer that had a meaning to us, whether we lost somebody to suicide or had an experience with it or something that we could brew to kind of just heighten the awareness of the situation. And the project is called Who's Your Buddy? And we're hoping that it'll take off a little bit bigger next year with the momentum that we have for this one. So each of us brewed a different beer, all under the name Who's Your Buddy, and then a subtext, and ours was Life is Beautiful. And the idea behind this beer was to well, for all of us, use as many local ingredients as possible. So, of course, we have local hops. There's, probably 5 or 6 local hop purveyors in the state. Sugar Creek Malt, which is our local maltster, and Caleb up there is just producing some amazing malt. And one of the malts that he produced came out of his Sane House, which I think is the pronunciation for that. It's the only Scandinavian-style malt house in the United States and the second largest in the world.
Okay.
And this malt house, he actually uses direct fire underneath it to dry the malt before it goes anywhere else. So this malt took on a lot of smoky characteristics to it.
Yeah.
And he used, I think it was Indiana birch and cherry.
Nice.
To dry that malt, because it's not a smoked malt, not on purpose. It's it just happens from that default. And we incorporated honey from Hunter's Honey Farm in Martinsville, Indiana, which is near us, and of course all the other malts from him as well. And the idea was to try to take in as much beauty in the world around us and create something super unique.
Wow.
And from this beer, we ended up with this crazy, almost beer name I can never pronounce, Lichtenheimer or something like that, with the smoked wheat beer, essentially, that you get out. It's malty, it's sweet and smoky, and there's a little bit of a tartness in there because of the wild yeast we used from Wild Pitch Yeast, which is out of Bloomington. There was a yeast that was collected from Indianapolis, and that beer itself is the only beer in the world, apparently, that's been fermented 100% with that strain.
Wow.
And we were told we'd only get about 50% attenuation out of it, and we got 86. So we were really excited about that. It's just a really unique beer that kind of, when you take a look around, you just take in all the beauty of everything that it could possibly create.
Yeah. I love this
know about
concept. I love this whole concept. I think that you, especially for the raising money for suicide prevention and awareness.
I love the name too. Who's your buddy?
Yeah, it's great.
Name.
Hoosier.
It's a really good name.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Hoosier
get
Indiana.
it.
Yeah.
I get it. I didn't get it. I just literally thought it was.
Just who you thought it was? Who is your buddy?
Who is your buddy?
That's Hoosier.
That's
Hoosier
really
buddy.
nice.
It's even better.
No, I don't like it so much.
No, it's even better. It's great.
This beer, it tastes like, in a good way, when you have flavored popcorn. Like smoked cheddar, bacon flavored popcorn. You ever had that?
Nope.
Tastes like that, but without the popcorn. But that flavoring,
yeah.
Like there's a little smoked Gouda, maybe some artisanal cheese, not in the cheesy bullshit hops way. Like, oh, there's something wrong, but it's like I would imagine some sort of variation from the yeast and the smoke or something. I don't know what's going on.
We've been trying to figure that out too.
It's very, very unique. And I like it. I think it's a very good dynamic on a smoked beer.
Yeah. Yeah, a bit of a food, like a food smoke.
Yeah.
Not just a smoke. What's up, guys?
The yeast that we use is like one of these kind of sac strains that produces a lot of lactic acid.
Okay.
So
we were wondering, maybe if this sort of wild strain of yeast was sort of acting on the smoke, feeding on whatever, maybe phenol. I mean, who knows? A lot of that stuff's way over my head, but there's a lot of speculation that we have over where a lot of the flavor in this beer comes from.
How it's all playing together, yeah.
And you haven't done a beer without the smoked malt, just using this yeast? Yeah,
correct.
Okay.
Not this in particular, but we have used a lot of these lactic producing sac strains before.
Okay. There's a really interesting dynamic going on between, I'm assuming esters generated from the yeast and the smoke.
Yeah.
That I'd be real curious to taste a beer that's just done with the yeast to see if those esters are coming from the yeast. Because it's adding a huge layer to the complexity of the smoke character that is really interesting in this beer.
But it doesn't taste sour. It doesn't taste.
I get a little tartness.
You get not like sour beer sour.
No, yeah.
And then it's interesting. The first sip you have is totally different from the second and then the third. It's like each of your receptors are getting burned down on those flavors, and then it tastes a little bit different the next time.
Yeah. When I first brought it to my nose, I hated you for bringing it because I just don't like smoked beer. And then I thought, I'm going to taste all this peat.
It's all in the aroma.
But it's not peat. So once I tasted it, I'm like, okay, I like this.
Yeah, I get a lot of like Highland Scotch out of it.
Okay.
That type of saddle leather, smoky kind of going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
now I'm going to try it.
I think the honey is the hero of this beer, to be honest, because to me, without that little sweetness, and I can actually just taste honey that's coming through, the smoke would dominate too much. Even though it wasn't a smoked malt, I think it's interesting you brought up it's just like a byproduct of its process.
Right.
For me, the beer would be just too smoky. The honey is like the hero that brings this beer back together.
Yeah, we used wildflower honey in that, and it was something to just really create a little bit of sweetness in the finish because we knew it wouldn't attenuate down as far as some of our other beers. And we just wanted it to have a little bit of a floral note in there and really bring that out.
I think it has that, and I think that the yeast maybe plays well with that too, not just the smoke malt.
Well, and the wildflower honey could be adding esters as well.
Mm-hmm.
The smoke character was sort of, surprised too. This is like Jared was saying. This is out of that Scandinavian style malt house.
Yeah.
And there's been, this is the first batch of this Sign House malt that, and a couple other breweries in the state have used it, but we were one of the first, so we didn't really have anything to play off of.
Right.
So the smoke character was just kind of. I mean, we expected it, but it was also sort of out of left field. We didn't know how much we were going to get or what to expect. I mean, we had a chance to taste the malt beforehand, but that only goes so far after fermentation, especially with a wild yeast and everything. So,
but you could smell it and taste it in the malt beforehand too, right?
It was delicious.
Okay.
Did that malt make up 100% of the grain bill in this beer?
No, I think it was. God, maybe 5%? Not even.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was. We cut one bag, and one bag was probably more than we needed. But
wow.
Well, I'm happy with the finished product for sure.
You should be.
But then it's got a high ppm of smoke in it. Then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it just goes to show what importance the beer description has, and like if you didn't tell us anything about the beer, it's hard to drink that and be like, what's happening? But since the way you described it was just beautiful. And now we can really enjoy it because we had a picture in our mind and then we drink it and it's like, that's really what is happening here.
And that's what I like the premise. I'm glad that you explained it that way, that you weren't just randomly picking things out. You're just trying to think of like the beauty in the world and let's try to, around you in particular, there in Indiana, let's try to put that in a beer. I love that concept.
Super cool.
Yeah, we're really excited.
It's very
about
Peter Buchart of you, by the way.
We're excited about this project and hope that it takes off with some more breweries next year. I think there were maybe 8 to 10 of us that participated this year, and out of 140, 160 breweries in the state, we're hoping to get a lot more next year.
Yeah. Are you tying it to Suicide Awareness Month?
Yeah. So September is Suicide Awareness Month, but we ironically chose September 10th for the main release, which was Suicide Awareness Day internationally. That was not intended, and it just kind of happened that way.
Up in Sacramento.
Yeah,
and it was all of us. We're planning on hosting tap takeovers at multiple locations, and one of the things that the Suicide Prevention Board in the state wanted us to kind of go through was a minor training to become aware and that sort of thing within the state. So everybody who's hosting a tap takeover, we attended a meeting or two that helped us become aware of what's going on and how to identify those problems and situations and how to talk to people a little bit better and help them understand and seek help sort of thing. So all the tap takeovers we'll be doing, somebody on premise will be trained or has had some practice in speaking with people. And if they want to talk to somebody, there'll be somebody on premise at that spot to get help.
Wow.
Nice.
I love this.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Is there somewhere I can send people to learn about this project with you guys?
I would assume any suicide awareness hotline number is going to be the best. I mean, they may be state to state.
Well, yes, that for sure. But even just about all of these beers being brewed, is there any central location for that?
Right now, we don't have an actual website. Closest you're going to find is the Who's Your Buddy Facebook page.
Okay.
And there's a lot of great links posted on there, a lot of research and so forth that'll kind of send people in the right direction.
I like it. All right. I like it a lot. And the beer.
Yeah, and everybody participating brewed a different beer. I mean, we've got white stouts, we've got cream ales and lagers and all sorts of things going on. So these tap takeovers are going to be really unique when they happen.
Cool.
If you like this beer, Justin, you need to check out a Scottish distillery called Highland Park.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they're in the Orkney Islands. Totally different peat character than what you typically assume with the Isla distilleries.
Yeah.
Still peaty, you get the little bit of smokiness like this.
Yeah.
But
not that medicinal bullshit I hate?
Nope, not iodine, not medicinal at all.
Yeah.
Okay. Highland Park.
That's a nice
If you need a new addiction.
I don't. That's why I've been avoiding whiskey for years.
Well, you've dropped
Scotch,
smoking.
bourbon, whatever.
You got to
get
that's true. I do.
somewhere, right?
You're right. I didn't realize that, bro.
Yeah, it's like on your character sheet, there's a spot missing. You could fill it. With
I love you guys. You're so supportive.
Is this Constitution high enough to hold that?
Oh, well, I don't know. Let's
Not
roll.
sure.
Roll
Yeah.
for it. Let's find out.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, one more beer in our glass because I couldn't resist because it's an American pale ale, and it has a great name called Apothecary, A-P-A. Thecary. You get that, JP?
It's like Hoosier.
Hoosier Buddy.
Yes.
I don't know.
We're big on that.
Now, did you say that Matt or somebody did this
so
recipe?
this beer was, I asked Matt, my assistant brewer, to come up with a beer with hops in it, and this is what he
Good idea.
came up with. Yeah,
Matt,
we needed something.
Tell us about Apothecary.
Well, we do a lot of crazy styles. I kind of wanted to dial it a little bit back, do APA. It's a little bit more approachable style. Malt bill's really simple, a lot of 2-row, a little bit of caramel malt, wheat. But I want to kind of make it unique a little bit. We had a lot of spare herbs laying around. Just kind of use those up. Has some yarrow in it, some chamomile, lemongrass, stuff like that. And thought I'd pair that with some really unique standout hops. Do some Sriracha Ace and Nelson in there. Kind of give it some lemony wine grape kind of action going on, and try and make it an approachable beer that'll still stand out.
Oh, thank God I had you describe it first, because I took a sip and I was like, "Oh, Thai food! It's a Thai food pale ale." And then I didn't want to be offensive, but then you're like, "No, we totally went and found these like spices and herbs." But by the way, at the same time, it's totally approachable. I want to have this with my Thai food, but it is completely fine on its own too. It's a nice beer.
That's the idea. Thank you very much.
Was it all Sriracha Ace?
No.
Or did you say Sriracha or Nelson?
Sriracha Ace and Nelson Suaven.
And Nelson. Okay, both of them. Yeah, that's a nice beer. Also clean and clear. Well attenuated, and all of those, I think those spice. Okay, they're not so subtle, obviously, that it wasn't the first thing I thought of, but none of them are overpowering in any way. It's not like I don't know. Sometimes you get a bunch of basil, right, or a bunch of thyme, or
one
like,
weird note sticks out.
But it's it's a little lemony, right? A little lemongrass, a little earthy.
It's probably the yarrow.
The yarrow, yeah.
Yarrow, I think, was actually the largest dosage of spice. I think that was maybe a pound. Everything else was under that.
It oddly sort of tastes like an older school hopping.
Yeah.
A lot of sea hops or whatever.
To add quite a bit of bitterness.
For sure.
Which I like. It's not a knock at all, but it's very new school malting, but with the different flavors and the additions.
Could have been the sea hops.
Yeah,
like Chinook Northern Brewer type hops.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's a nice beer.
It's cool.
I could drink a pint of that, especially with my Thai food. Do you guys are you big on kind of beer pairings at the brew pub?
Not as of right now. It's something that we've kind of been pushing towards for the past few years. Whenever we send out spec sheets for the staff, there's always menu items that we recommend or suggest pairing with that product.
Okay. Because this one needs its own dish,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like you had to do a chef special when this beer came out.
If I had my option with that, I'd totally put that with like some red curry style mussels or something.
Yeah.
Banging. We don't have any of that at the tap, but that's what I would pair
Got
with.
firecracker shrimp though. That's
it would. Firecracker shrimp would be awesome.
Bro.
That works.
My brain was automatically kind of inserting, like, expecting
out of house as well too. Locally there's like the Story Inn does a lot of beer dinner stuff, and we do pairings with them to work. That's a kind of I think like a monthly event that they do, and we've worked with them a few times to do these like beer pairings.
Well, that's good.
Stuff.
Yeah, get other chefs to do it.
Yeah.
all of the spices and everything were making my brain kind of automatically expect, like, okay, there's going to be some coconut flavor in here, and it's just going to be a curry automatically.
You just already jumps to that.
Yeah, it already jumped to it. So I'm like, is there a coconut in here? It took a couple more sips to be like, nope, that's missing. You just thought that it was going to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, dummy.
Yeah. My palate's real dumb.
I know I'm like twice as hungry as I was before.
Yeah.
Right?
Can we
Yeah.
get Bevo?
Everyone
Thai
just
food.
got hungry. Too late.
It's like-
She already ordered dinner.
Damn it.
All right. Well, it's all wonderful beer, and I thank you for bringing it.
Yeah, thank you.
But we're not going to let you go just yet.
All right.
We were hoping that you would play our bad review game with us.
Oh, yeah.
Which
You're
is a
down?
working title.
Yeah.
Terrible title.
Every now and then, we like to make brewers read bad reviews on their beer. And then we can talk about those reviews afterward.
Oh, this has been a dream come true. It's fantastic.
Yeah, are you a fan of Untapped?
Oh my God, it's how I start my day. I love looking at it. It's great.
It's like a love-hate thing, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I enjoy the positive stuff, but I really search for the hardcore negative because I, for some reason, just like to get angry about people who are dumb.
Most of the brewers I know do this, and I don't know why.
Because we're all masochists.
Yeah.
It's
So, do we have some reviews ready? All right, let's get those going. And what I'd like, we're going to have you read them, of course.
all right.
And if you would, maybe read them in the tone that you think they were written, right? So, not your voice, but the reviewer's voice.
Okay.
Just the tone or something. And then we can discuss their, I don't know, accuracy, validity, how they make you feel inside. Do we have to call the suicide prevention hotline for you after the program? We'll discuss these things.
All right.
So JP's grabbing those. Matt and Zach, do you guys read your Untapped reviews?
Every once in a while.
Yeah, every once in a while. Matt has been reading the Apothecary reviews
Every day.
now.
Every day, 5 stars.
I could never do that. I look at the Hop Grenades Yelp page like once every 4 months
I scour
or
that
something.
too. They're also a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Not you
And
guys, but
we'll
us.
read the bad reviews to each other. So this is a game that we play. We're ready.
Oh, I love it. Okay, good.
Yeah, how many times a day do I approach you guys with like shitty reviews?
Oh, yeah. This is going to be on Jared's tombstone. Hey, look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this asshole.
Jared, hey, look at this May.
Yeah.
So, JP, in a future iteration of this game, we should make it. Have we done this before? Where we write a fake one.
Oh,
and like
yeah.
Jared would have to read 3 reviews and guess which one is the fake.
That's a good one. Find the fake Untapped edition.
That would be good.
Find the fake Untapped edition. Exactly.
That might be hard. Some of them are pretty rough.
I feel an Untapped sponsorship in our future.
Yeah, me too.
Sponsorship?
Right?
Yeah. All the shit we've talked about.
Yeah.
So basically, there's the beer style, and then the review. I forgot to add this person's name, but it's the beer, the reviewer.
I probably won't reveal that.
Just read the review.
Okay, and
Just
then
read the review.
and then it's the rating underneath.
All right.
So whatever you want. There's
Should we start with the rating and then the review? I think we should.
How many do you have?
Have
It's like 12 pages.
Oh, we don't need that.
No.
We just need a couple. Do you
How
have
much work
favorites?
do you? How much spare time do you have?
Honestly enough, it didn't take me that long.
Okay, good. That's good. That's what we're going for.
Let's do here. How about this one? This is about social. Beer that we have.
Oh, the social. So the American lager.
Yeah.
Start with the rating and then the review.
All right, so 3.5 out of 5.
Okay.
And it says standard lager, but decent. So nothing,
and that's
as
it.
opposed to how standard lagers
right.
normally are, which is
right, a standard lager, but decent. Okay.
I mean, describe lager. So.
I would also want to give it more. If I was already a standard, quote unquote, standard lager hater, but this one's good, I would go more stars.
Well, but he gave it above average.
But standard and decent to me mean the same thing.
I see.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
But saying but decent might make it above average slightly.
Well, it's not. I don't think they have 0.75. I think that's
right.
Yeah, that's 3.5.
All right, give him another one, JP.
All right, same beer, social. Yep. It's a light beer. ... 2.5 out of 5.
Okay, so I hate light beers.
That's why we ordered it.
Good. That's the whole idea, right?
Yeah. So, my favorite for that beer, though, which I've seen several times over, is tastes like Budweiser, tastes like Coors, whatever, and 1 star. And you know what? Damn, fucking nailed it.
That should be a 5.
Right, yeah. That's what we were going for.
Thank you.
Well, also, with the taste like light beer, like clearly doesn't like light beers, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, all they drink sour double IPAs. And
I would never go. I would never go on Untapped. Well, I would never go on Untapped, but I would never go on Untapped and review a smoked beer. Because I know that I don't like smoked beer.
But they do.
So I know this is kind of where I'm going with this. I don't understand why you'd go review something you don't like anyway. You're
Not
just going to say
1 cap.
Yeah.
What was it?
Not my style. 1 cap.
Yeah. Well, what they did, what
That's
Untappd
ridiculous.
did is that's very smart. Is they made it an achievement based thing. So you get the reward, you get a little ding, you get a little a medal or a
by
thing
reviewing,
that says, right? And so that's why people are.
Cool.
What's that?
Oh yeah, very cool. Congratulations, like that.
I just wish if you voted something below 2.5 or 3, say, it would just have a little pop-up that had the style guidelines, and it's like, you're giving this a shitty rating, but by the way, here's the style.
Right. That's way too complex.
They don't want to do that. They're just yelling into it.
I'm just trying to educate people.
Well,
they're yelling into an open space.
Totally.
Let me take my premise even further. Okay, now that I know, maybe you score more because you get your little fucking badge or whatever.
Yeah.
I would never order a smoked beer, so that I had the opportunity to leave a review, because I know I don't like smoked beers.
Well, and looking through, which by the way, I hate having to do this segment because now I had to sign up.
Oh, you did?
Untappd, because they limit how many you can see.
Oh,
and unless you sign up, it really sucks. So now my information is there, but a lot of the photos that people post, number one, are very blurry still to this day. But two are a lot of our samplers. So there's like a row of sample glasses, and one guy will go like, "This is the beer I'm reviewing is the one on the far left."
Okay.
So they're using the same photo to review those 4 beers, and you're tasting 2 ounces of it, and you think that you're going to be able to get a handle on that beer.
Right.
The other part of it being social is you're supposed to be trying to help other people determine if they want to try that beer. That's the point, and that's the premise of the stupid thing.
Yeah.
But comments like tastes like Bud Light, I mean, maybe that helps people. I don't know, but I don't know. People use it differently than it's intended, even though it's a social thing, and it misses the mark.
It's annoying.
We have Twitter to thank for people thinking their opinion matters.
Do you have any particularly mean ones in there?
I got some. Well, here's this one. This references what we're talking about.
Jared?
So we've got 1.5 out of 5.
Okay. Ouch.
For our beer Unicorn Sprinkles, which is a guava sour. To be fair, I knew I'd hate this.
Thank you for being fair.
And she still orders it.
Yeah.
I knew I'd hate it, and I ordered it anyway, and then I graded it to the point where I didn't like it because I knew I wouldn't like it.
Yeah. To be fair to me, but completely unfair to the brewery, I knew I would hate this.
Yeah. Here's a mean.
Was that the whole thing?
That was it. Right there. That's it.
To be fair, and at least they're being fair.
You know how...
Lori. I'm going to say Lori. I'm going to say her name. I don't care.
Oh, fair Lori.
Yeah.
Jared, listen to me. You have to stop reading these every day.
Oh, no, it makes
And I'm
my
going
day,
to tell
man.
you why. I'm feling right now like I could become a shooter.
This makes me...
This stuff makes me
want to
really
do better.
angry.
Let me share a beer with you. It's from who's your buddy?
Give me a smoked beer.
Yeah.
It makes me want to do better every day.
I hate humans, though, when I do this. Okay,
I do, too. That's
one.
why I try to kill them with alcohol.
Right. Right. I like it,
Unicorn sprinkles.
The new Tap Brewery T-shirt.
Yeah, death by 1,000 samples.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's get neffed up.
1,000 untapped ratings.
Yeah. All right, what do we got?
All right, what's
I
this
got
next
a funny
one?
story from earlier today. So, this beer, Unicorn Sprinkles, as much as I kind of hate to say it, comes with a rainbow sprinkle sugar rim on it.
Nicely done.
Okay.
And so the opening bartender comes down, and the office down here in the brewery on the door says the War Room, and he says, "Hey, can you get me into the War Room? I need more rainbow sprinkles."
Oh God, yes. Obviously,
right?
That's where you keep them.
It is.
All right, read me another one.
All right, so there's actually two here that I really enjoy. The one right above the one that I'm supposed to read, it's a 2.5 out of 5 for social, and it said, it's a light beer, ...
Mm-hmm.
And then the one that I'm supposed to read is for our Oktoberfest, and it says, just overall not a good beer, 2.5 out of 5. I kind of feel like that should deserve like a 0.5 cap. Is that like if you're saying it's just not? Why are you giving me like half?
You're basically saying the whole thing's a piece of shit.
Yeah. Why do I at least get a half score on that?
Right, and it's like to me that would be a standard score.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about earlier. That's just
that must be a BJCP judge because they don't give anything below a 25.
That's right. Refuse to judge.
Right.
13.
Yeah.
I see.
13's the bottom.
We brought that if you guys want to drink a great beer.
You brought a
we
not
brought
a great
some
beer?
Oktoberfest if you guys
want.
I thought you were talking about
we'll come back after the break. And
we got some lager beer. You guys should drink that.
We'll try it.
It's not a good beer.
Read the one underneath it, too, because that was just a weird... Because part of this game is also just to laugh at people who rate beer. So
So this was from a beer festival, so it's kind of 3.5 out of 5 draft taster at Broad Ripple Beer Fest.
That's the review that they gave. Is where they. That's kind of what I mean. Like the people are they're using it as like a journal. Rather than to help other people explore beer. So who the fuck cares if Lori tastes this at a draft taster or not? Who gives a shit?
Right.
I'm not married to you. I'm not married to you, so don't talk to me about what you do.
I checked a bunch of shit in, but mostly because I wanted to remember it.
Yeah.
So there is that too.
Well, right. Here's one actually for the beer that we just had, the APA Thickery.
All right. Oh, this is a good one. So we got 4.5 out of 5.
Nice.
Different but good. Nice, pale, not standard.
4.5 out of 5.
I'm not 100% sure what that means, but the rating is up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay with that.
This is also a really good one. Same beer.
We got same beer. 2 out of 5 would compare to Alpha King.
Now, isn't Alpha King like
wait a second? That's
like a top dog?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So apparently, this person Devin, I don't care. I'm gonna say. Apparently, Devin would consider this beer comparison with Alpha King. Like so, I'm thinking even, right?
Yeah.
But 2 out of 5.
He was unfair. He doesn't like American Pale Ales.
Apparently.
Or he's dyslexic and we shouldn't make fun of his learning disability.
So then he meant to say 3 stars?
He meant to say something other than that. The opposite of that. Jeez. One of those things was reversed. I don't know what.
I don't know.
Have you ever read the About? I went searching for the mission statement for Untapped because I wanted to know because JP, you're sort of making statements like it's designed to help people know about beer. So I wanted to know. Well, wait, is that really what it's designed for? So I looked up the About.
Okay, all right, please hit me with that shit.
Untapped is a new way to socially share and explore the world of beer with your friends and the world.
Oh.
Curious what your friends are drinking?
No.
Or where they're hanging out?
No.
Just check their profile where you can toast and comment on their beers. Untapped will offer you beer recommendations based on what you and your friends have been enjoying.
Okay.
So you'll have no reason not to try something new.
That's assuming you have friends.
Right. As additional encouragement, Untapped allows you to earn a number of cool badges for completing a variety of different criteria.
Did you get a sash?
There must be a sash somewhere. So, okay. the algorithm that, based on your friends and others' reviews, recommends you beer.
Yeah.
This is the crux, I think, of what you're saying. Like, this is fucked up because I'm not going to get very accurate recommendations based on these things.
Right, because people are ordering beers that they know they actively do not like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Dude.
Yeah. Try this Alpha King clone. It's awesome. 2 stars.
Right.
What else you got? You got more?
This is for a couple more. This is for a different beer.
Okay.
That's for what's Bionic Dragon?
So Bionic Dragon is our house beer, house IPA, West Coast style IPA, and a nice bitterness to it. We use a blend of Waimea, Citra, and Mosaic hops in there. And at the time, it was kind of a revolutionary beer for Indiana. A lot of fruity, kind of cool flavors going on, and then the New England IPA hit, and it's a West Coast IPA now.
Okay.
So let's see. Where are we at here? We've got 3 out of 5. Let the Mosaic live out a little more. A solid IPA otherwise. What the fuck does that mean?
What does that even mean?
Let the Mosaic live.
This guy,
it wasn't
live
living
out
life.
a little more.
This guy is offering
fucking
feedback.
11 pounds of Mosaic in there.
Yeah, but you didn't have to oppress it, Jared.
Yeah,
Why did
I
you
don't know.
oppress the Mosaic?
10-barrel goddamn batch. I don't know.
Free the Mosaic.
This is also a good one. Then we'll move on to one more beer.
All
and then
right,
that'll be
so
it.
same beer, Bionic Dragon. 3 out of 5. Meh.
I couldn't help but look, and I have meh right here.
Yeah, on yours, you got a meh.
Who is it
Yeah.
from?
Yeah,
Is it
it's
from
probably the same
Don?
person.
Denise.
Oh, okay.
This must be from Dave's generation. They're all assholes. I don't know if you knew that.
Okay, let's do this one. It's for well, you explain it. I don't
So
know.
Tap Lantern is right now normally our number one selling beer. It's a beer first and a pumpkin beer second. We use mild spicing, the amber style ale sort of thing. And so that's that. And we have 2 out of 5. Nope, no pumpkin in beer for me. First of all, let's. Why the fuck did you order it?
Yes, start with that. Because here's what. Let's just go
Second,
over.
it's not. But pumpkin has no fucking flavor.
Let's just go over this insanity. I come up to the bar and I look up at the menu and I see a pumpkin beer and I go, Mr. or Mrs. Bartender, I would like your pumpkin beer, please. Thank you. And then I immediately go, no pumpkin beer for me. I fucking hate pumpkin beer. Like, what the fuck?
But still drop a 2.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
you know what?
so
It's better than a
maybe
1.
They just learned that they don't like pumpkin beer.
It's their first one.
I'm not giving them the credit on that because it says it in the name. It's right there.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Maybe they like Halloween, so they.
That's true. It is called Tap Lantern.
I
That's
totally
fine.
get into Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I love pumpkin pie.
Wow.
Surely I'm going to love pumpkin beer.
Pumpkin spice lattes are my jam.
Yeah, I'm a basic bitch.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
How dare you?
This beer, originally my name for this pumpkin beer was White Girl in Yoga Pants.
But it
my
was.
God, I love that
It
so
did
much.
get shot down.
That's too bad. That's too bad. In a college town, come on, that's funny.
It's because it's 100%.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, this is a mean one.
Okay.
For the same beer.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do it.
For the pumpkin beer.
God, I must have missed this one.
Oh.
Listen, this is one I hadn't seen yet. This is great. Same beer, 0.5 out of 5.
Okay.
Might actually be worse than Earth beer. So
What's Earth beer?
I don't know, but I feel like we've been being visited by the Greys, or maybe it was a reptilian.
Right.
Can we move into that?
I'm looking of, well, Mother Earth Brewing keeps coming up when I search Earth beer.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what Earth beer is.
Earth bread?
Beer on
Philly? I don't
Earth.
know.
I mean, you don't have any beer that would be.
I think you're right. This is E.T. writing a
this
review.
is some weird shit going
a call
on.
for help.
Yeah.
All right, well, there you go.
It's time to raid Area 51 and find out what they meant.
That's
Is that
right.
next week? Let's go, guys.
Wow. All right, well done, Jared. Thank you for playing along. And I'm sorry, really, stop reading those things. Oh.
It is for
joy to my day.
I'm crazy for you.
Yeah.
All right, Matt, Zach, thank you guys for hanging out and drinking beer over there with us. We appreciate it.
You, man. This
We listen to a lot of ICP in the brewery.
Nice. Next time, come out and visit us, or I'll come visit you. Thanks for hanging out with us. I appreciate it.
Sounds like a threat.
Yeah, it is. I'm going to come read Untapped reviews with you. All right. Jared, we're going to do another segment and try another beer. What was the other beer we were going to try?
I mean, there's
the
multiple.
Oktoberfest.
The Oktoberfest, that's right.
There's more than just that.
That's right.
I brought some Imperial Stout. There's our award-winning Imperial Stout. If you want to finish with that, we got that going on. Hey, man, I'm an old school listener. I'm ready to take this show another 2 hours.
You and my lungs both.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
All right, hang in there. It's the session. We'll be back with more from the Tap Brewery.
Hey, this is Julian Trego from Beechwood Brewing, and you are listening to The Session on the Brewing Network.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. I appreciate it. Today, wherever you are, I don't know. You know what time it is where you are. Tasty's in the studio, though.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
There you are. Hi, Tasty.
Back on the mic. Hi, guys.
I like when you come and help us out at the end of the show.
Yeah, you're right. One more voice. Jesus.
Get to hang out with you a little bit, though.
He gets to just show up for the fun parts.
Yeah, that's right. You know what?
I've been having fun.
Which is the end? Is that what you're trying to say, Warren?
No, I would never say that.
That's when we get the attaboys.
That's right.
Thanks for fucking showing up.
Yeah, exactly. You've been out having fun?
I've had a few pints. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Boy.
Yeah, I'm living.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know.
Here today.
All right, Tasty. Well, we've been hanging out with Jared here from the Tap Brewery and tasting his lagers all night. Not every one of them was a lager, but most of them were. And then we had mentioned the Oktoberfest review in the last segment. So
so we had to prove what a terrible beer this was.
You want me to give my Untapped review?
Yeah, go for it. What do you got?
Yeah. Not my favorite style. Two stars. Like what?
So I'm trying to picture.
Why are you judging it?
I'm trying to picture myself at Oktoberfest. Like,
you've been there, right?
In Munich, right? So if I had ordered an Oktoberfest beer, I'm gonna go 4.5 stars. Fantastic Oktoberfest.
Cool, thank you.
That literally would have been my Untapped review. Fantastic Oktoberfest.
What could have made it a 5?
Yeah,
more blonde.
You withholding?
It's a little bit more amber.
I would have just said I'd give it 5 stars, and then I'd say I love to hold a big mug.
Yes, yeah.
That'd be my whole emotional response.
I would say if half a star, it's a little tiny smidge sweet.
Oh, there we go.
A smidge.
That's what they like out there. They like the sweetness.
Yeah.
Would you believe this beer is clocking in a little over 6%?
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was supposed to be 5.8, and I just have never adjusted it because people love it.
Yeah. Well, the color is gorgeous. It's well attenuated. The sweetness is not under attenuation at all. It's part of the recipe, as far as I can tell. And I think it's a great Oktoberfest.
Thank you.
Yeah, that would have been that was a dumb review.
Well, considering the platform, it was tailored for him.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty dark in a pint glass. It must be really like a
So we actually do this in a Weizen glass.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's trying to kind of refract that light a little bit.
It's taller and thinner.
Yeah, exactly.
That would have been in my review. Is improper glass.
Improper glass.
5 out of 5.
Oh, we got plenty of that on a Facebook page in town.
Yeah.
This got served in a Weizen glass, not in Oktoberfest glass.
I would have said, make up your mind, Märzen or Modern Fest beer.
Yeah.
This is riding the line too much.
Yeah. That would have been your review. Yeah.
I would have pushed send and then thrown my phone at the window.
But that would have been after I had drank 3 of them already.
It's true.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I still have your money at that point. So
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoy the
money grab.
Now we know.
Opinions are
nice
like
beer.
beards.
Cool, thank you.
So all the beers we've had tonight are in crowlers, and you shipped them to us.
Yes.
And I just want to point out how well they all held up. When did these get packaged?
I think, was it the 12th, I think? We did that September 12th.
Okay, so just a couple days ago.
Yeah, so not too long ago.
But still, crowler, not the best format for stability, and then shipped in who knows what sort of warm truck,
right?
To us over a couple of days, and I really think they all held up like they were fresh beers.
Yeah, I would agree. I was kind of surprised. I wasn't sure what kind of mistreatment was going to happen from the carrier, but
Bevo's making faces over there.
I just want to point out that they were shipped overnight. They were not delivered overnight. I picked those up this morning.
Oh, so they didn't even arrive in our cold box overnight, Jared, and they still held up.
All right.
Yeah, I'm
I'll take
actually
that.
really impressed.
Also, try to get your
Also,
money
you
back.
should call FedEx and try to get a refund.
Contact that because
Totally,
Yeah, get your money back. Yeah, get second day after.
How pissed would you have been if we had all sorts of packaging comments like, I don't know, it's a little cardboardy the whole time, and then you found out after the show, Bevo finally tells you after the show, oh, by the way, we didn't get them on
I would
time.
never have told him. Come on.
No, I would have just blamed one of our bartenders. It would have just been easier.
No, they didn't. I really think they held up well.
Thanks, because I filled those. Our bartenders could never do that.
Okay.
They do a fantastic job. We've had people send our beer across the states. We've had some check-ins from overseas and stuff that I know that I didn't fill, and our bar staff is pretty
excellent.
Pretty
Well,
good.
packaging is the last chance to fuck it up.
Yeah.
It's great.
Well, and again, especially like with a crowler, it's a cool format to like take home and drink that night. Like I love the format for that reason, but not even for like a week later.
We found the hoppy stuff we get about a week off of before it starts to deteriorate.
Okay.
And, lagers we get about 2-3 weeks.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. These all came out nice.
Do you
Thanks.
fill from the bottom? Do you have little tubes that you slide on the tab?
No, we actually just do a straight pour off the draft on those.
Okay.
So we will, if we have capability of giving it a blast of CO2, we'll do so, but we don't always do that. However, I do try to make sure that our staff always caps on foam.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
So we take that same bottle method and just apply it to the caps for the crowlers.
Yeah.
You do growlers and crowlers at the tap room?
We do. Bloomington, we do growlers and crowlers. Indianapolis, we do growlers and the howlers or bullets, whatever you want to call them. It's the glass version of it. We just don't have a crowler filler steamer there.
And do you do other packaged beers? Do you do cans or bottles or anything?
Not currently. Yeah. Any bottles we do is specifically for competition, like GABF or World Beer Cup.
So all the tap beer is either on tap at your place or on tap at other bars around
That's correct.
Indiana. Okay. Only in Indiana now, or you're in multiple
as of
states?
right now, we're just in Indiana.
Okay.
We're throughout Indianapolis, around the surrounding areas. We have a distributor that distributes both Social and Nectar, and then our other brands we go through just a self-distribution through some small accounts here and there.
Okay. All right. Well, like I've been saying, you can go to the tapbrewery.com and check it out. You can learn more about their beer. So, can we talk about manscaping for a second? Sounds random, I know.
Interesting segue.
Yeah.
Let's show and tell.
Never heard of it.
Support for this program comes to you, in part, from Manscaped.
Okay.
Who is the number one in men's below-the-belt grooming. That's right. They offer...
Teresa's mind is blown.
So you're saying I don't have to use the toenail clippers anymore to...
That's actually what they're saying. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels.
Okay. Oh. I was going a whole different way there, but I get it. All right, that's good.
I got the tool. It's the backwards mirror thing that messes me up.
Right.
My stick at myself.
It's going to be hard to do.
Why is everything a pun with you, Justin?
Well, here's the thing. Like,
thing?
Do you manscape, JP?
I used to do it more often than I do now.
That you're married?
Right.
No, I kind of just, I don't know. There's not a whole lot of time in the day to really, do it. I'm Greek below the waist, so I got a lot of hair.
But when you manscaped, did you ever, what'd you use? Like a shaver?
No, I used...
Like electric shaver?
I used, clippers, electric... I don't know why.
Yeah, like clippers.
Yeah, clippers. Yeah.
Oh, you didn't use
for your
that,
hair.
You didn't use that little thing they advertised? It was like a little toothbrush?
No?
Right.
Neither did I.
Yeah.
I've used my beard clippers.
Yeah.
And
like
the ones you
clippers,
use for your
right?
face.
And then the one you put them also on your face after that?
Yeah. I mean, for a while, to be honest with you, I had separate ones, but then one went dead, and I was like, fuck it.
I'll wash it. That was the way. I'll wash it later.
I was
and
like,
you never wash it.
They're my balls, and I never did it before. I always did it after the shower, not before the shower.
They're going to be on
my balls. I don't
anybody's
shampoo
chin.
my face.
Anyway, no matter what you do, and I could put the guard on the thing, and no matter what, I cut my balls.
Oh, I clip myself for sure.
You cut the balls, right?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Because the problem is sometimes the skin
it's too
in between
malleable.
the guard. Yeah, for sure. And you have to pull it, but then if you pull it too taut, you get a dip.
She's one of those butterfly bags.
Like a bat.
Yeah, you're right.
And then so I'll take the
because
one time I took the guard off.
You gotta stretch it like a canvas.
I've done both. I've done with and without the guard.
Yeah, and so the guard, you get close enough.
Can you stop like referencing your junk?
Oh, it's a long read. Hang on.
And then I clipped my sack.
Yes.
And it bled profusely.
They bleed a lot.
For double-digit minutes. I thought I had to go to the hospital.
That's like all nerve endings and vascular.
Right.
Oh, my God. It was crazy.
And this is a great Russian Imperial Stout, by the way.
Thanks.
Speaking of shaving your balls.
Yeah.
Vladimir.
Ball skin is like particularly malleable. It'll like get into every nook and cranny of the shaver. Okay. And then so there was like times when I'm doing it like right before like action time, right? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, right before the reveal.
And if you cut then, like you say,
gotta go early, man.
That bleeding doesn't stop for a while.
No.
Okay, well, Manscaped...
Then your boyfriend's like, Justin, are you okay?
Yeah. Well, Manscaped, they have precision engineers tools to do this. So they've actually redesigned the electric trimmer. Their Lawnmower 2.0, it's called.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I'm looking this. What was the website again?
So there's a lawnmower beer for this, right?
Obviously.
Yeah.
Well, listen, to me, it's social. If I'm having, you already said social's a great shower beer.
Oh, yeah.
So now I'm having social in the shower and I'm using the Lawnmower 2.0 when I'm out of the shower. It has proprietary skin-safe technology so that it won't nick or snag your sack.
All right, I got to try.
Really?
Do you have a picture of it on there?
Of his
my dick?
No. I already have those.
Yeah, I mean, I hourly I have it set up automatically.
Oh yeah, that looks like the lawnmower.
Yeah,
I just like the headline. We save balls.
We save balls.
Yeah.
They really do. It sounds like it. God bless.
So also,
perfect
obviously,
vasectomy beer.
as you've brought up, if you get the Lawnmower 2.0, you don't have to use the same shaver that you shave your face with.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you never have to.
You probably
do
could.
that.
I mean, if you got a wrinkly face, sure.
Yeah, that's true. It might work that way. You might have to buy two. Luckily, you're going to get a discount, 20% off, when you use coupon code BREWING over at manscaped.com. But they have other things, too. They have an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer that's called Crop Preserver. And their theory is that if you use deodorant on your armpits, why are you not putting it on the other, like, moistest, smelliest part of your body?
For sure.
Okay.
And you know what the harshest reality is to ever do? Gold Bond medicated, like in the menthol looking one.
Ouch!
Never, don't make that mistake. With something like this,
right?
I feel like I could go back to do that.
I feel like it's pH balanced for a man.
But made for a man.
I've been using Icy Hot this whole time.
No, try Crop Preserver.
Well, you
tasty.
like pain.
No, I need the whole lineup in my medicine cabinet. So when people come in there and start looking around, they'll see some interesting shit.
Well, and I think it makes you look sophisticated.
Yeah. Like, wow.
Yeah, ball care for the sophisticated gentleman.
I mean, I feel
Buster.
like I have to buy this for Sam.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Sam a fuzzy guy.
Especially for Sam.
They're worth. He's 40 now. It's a whole
yeah.
I'll remind...
40 now?
He might
need
his pants.
He may need an extra large crop preserver.
Oh, man.
Is Sam a fuzzy man in the area of the penis?
Dude, he's like Swedish or something and has no body hair anywhere, but his balls make up for it. Like, it takes over for the rest of his body.
Also, you'll remember, listeners and team alike, Sam won like the longest ball contest.
He's got a lot of acres.
You want to talk malleable?
He needs special tools.
Okay.
Yeah.
For his special tools.
Skin everywhere.
Is there like an extender?
He does Manscaped.
And he does Manscaped, really, even after all these years of marriage.
Even after all these, he wants me like anything to get me close to it.
Right. And you're like,
You gotta take care of that.
You're like, yeah, get rid of that cactus.
Yeah, and we'll talk about it.
I'll consider it.
Yeah, who wants to spit a 10-inch hair?
Oh my God.
That's why you need to, I love Tasty. That's why you need to go to manscaped.com and you're going to get 20% off plus free shipping if you use coupon code BREWING. And don't pretend that you don't need this stuff, guys, okay? If you don't Manscape yet, and you're like, oh, I don't have to, like my wife's never, asked for that or whatever.
Yeah.
Or husband. Trust me, they've asked for it. you didn't hear it.
They'll notice.
Or they didn't feel comfortable asking.
Sure.
But nobody likes full-on
Well, and if you have to ask for it,
Tarzan.
it doesn't
Nobody.
mean as much. So just do it as a favor.
Do it as a favor. You know,
As a gift.
you just show up one night. You're like, hey, what do you think?
Show up one night.
Make it a party.
Definitely going to work out.
It's like
you can never go wrong, right?
No one's going to complain.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I really
gonna-
like doing is trying to fish around your pubes for your balls. I love doing that. Please make more of that.
Right.
They also have. I don't know if you're gonna do the
Go ahead.
other products. The plow. So what I do use.
Oh, wow.
It's a safety razor. I shave with safety razors. Whenever I shave, I'm like in beard mode now.
Your face, you're talking about.
Yeah, my
Yep.
face. Yes, my face. I will not get anywhere near my unit.
The regions with the razor.
So it's not just tools for tools.
It's for the face, too.
It's for the face, too.
Okay.
It's interesting. I only trust a manual razor. I don't trust an electric razor because it'll just suck up your ball sack.
Wow.
When have you seen a razor?
It's not a vacuum.
You're the ones who complain about cuts. Guess how many times I've cut mine with a manual razor?
Really?
None. Look at your beard, dude.
Wait, a manual
What do you
razor?
do? Do you like bat wing it? Like you stretch it out flat?
Like
For
over
some areas, other areas you just go gentle.
Look,
Yikes.
let's be honest. He can't see. He's
No,
shaving
yeah.
his thigh
He's
and has
lying.
no
There's
idea.
blood everywhere.
Yeah.
My knee is really smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna be coming out of his bathroom like that scene in Airplane where the guy's like shaving and just through the turbulence.
Yeah, exactly.
Toilet paper everywhere. But anyway, there's a lot of stuff on there. Check it out. They even have a disposable shaving mat, which again is another reason why manscaping is hard because you get the tiny little hairs everywhere and you're sweeping up.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
Pain in the ass.
I have like a wireless Dyson, so I just let it fly everywhere, and then I just like wireless
Jesus.
vacuum it all
Yeah,
up.
that's too much for me. I'll sit there and I'll get a like toilet paper and wet it and then like wash scoop it up with the and then I'm like, God damn it, this is annoying.
It
Why do I
gets
do
everywhere.
This? Yeah, it gets.
Why don't you just do it in the shower?
A shower solves that.
Because you're using an electric razor.
Well, and you're going to clog the shower.
Yeah.
The drain is.
Yeah, we're talking a lot of hair here.
It's a lot of stuff.
I think I'm underestimating how much hair.
You ever given a German Shepherd a bath? And seen what the drain looks like after that?
You ever get out of the shower, Beth, and look at the drain? Women have a lot of hair.
How many couch pillows do you need stuff?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, there you go.
I'm like Lassie down there.
Obedient.
I'm more like Old Yeller.
Like you're there to help in an emergency.
Yeah.
Guess what fell down the well?
What's that, Lassie? You're bleeding again?
But which way?
I'm more like Beverly Hills Chihuahua. Short and annoying as fuck.
So, if you need a little help down there and you want to hear more reads like this, go to manscaped.com right now and you're going to get 20% off plus free shipping by using coupon code BREWING. And then write in and tell us about your experiences. We'll incorporate them in future reads.
That's correct. Because we
Pictures are not
also
required.
haven't even talked about shaving the taint.
You're right.
Yeah, how
We
far
have a-
down do you
The
go?
whole thing.
We have
far
a
down
lot
do
more
you
to
go?
get into.
Yeah, for sure.
But I can't get into it unless you go to manscaped.com and do some purchasing.
That's right.
You get 20% off with coupon code BREWING.
That's a juicy discount.
Check it out.
Listeners almost made it to 14 years without hearing our situations.
I know, it's true.
Down
Almost.
Especially collectively, like anecdotally, for sure, but
Yeah.
all encompassing.
Oh, I was holding back.
Yeah, absolutely. I've actually removed my testicles, so I don't have that problem.
It is
anymore.
easier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just Ken doll.
You're done. Anyway,
Yeah.
you've got a kid. You're
Yeah.
married.
Yeah.
What are those things for except trouble at this point?
bleed.
Do you just get
Did
one of
you
those
do the rubber
bands?
band trick?
I'm working on it. You know, it's
The old goat trick?
Yeah.
Let me know how that works. It seems less painful.
Right?
It really is.
Yeah.
That we can get on your cycle more?
All right. Well, we didn't do a Twitter game tonight.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we moved right on with no
Oh.
Twitter game. Well, you fucked it up, Beardy.
What?
Yeah.
It's true.
JP said
JP
it.
showed up and he still tried to get me to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
What
not
is it
I
he
heard.
does here anymore?
I did ask you 4 hours before I came here to do the game.
Sorry, I was busy living my life.
All right.
Well, real quick, tell us about this Russian Imperial Stout because you've won some awards for this too,
All right,
haven't you?
So last year was a really killer year for this this beer. It's Kill the Lights Imperial Stout, British style Imperial Stout. We took silver at Best of Craft Beer. bronze at World Beer Cup, and gold at GABF.
Wow.
And thank you. This is a beer that has some history to it. The brewer that I worked for back in Iron Hill Media, Bob Arar, is known for his Imperial Stout, and while this is not his recipe, it is based on it, and we do use some of his methods in brewing it because he's probably holds the most medals for it that I'm aware of.
Okay.
It's just...
What are some? Are they special methods that others might not use?
Yeah, there's a couple different unique things that we do. The amount of grain that is in there, we have to do a double mash, so that's part of it. There's a few other methods that we go through as well that he's kind of cultivated, and we do use those. And God, thank you for that. But it's one of those beers. It just is malty sweet. There's a little bit of hop presence in there from a little citrus, and the finish is just right where it needs to be, and I'm 3 sheets at this point, so
that's okay.
What I'm saying, but,
it's a great beer.
Well,
thank you.
I think you're describing it well.
Yeah, it's one that's near and dear, and that award was kind of hard for me to choke down because I know that it's one of those that he definitely has been awarded in the past, and I.
Meaning, wait, do you mean that it made you feel proud that you got it?
Both that and awful at the same time.
I see.
It's one of those oh shit, this is I didn't mean to do this.
No, this is one of those student become teacher moments.
Yeah, so it's
he doesn't feel that way.
No,
I'm hoping not.
He's probably feeling proud.
Yeah, that's what I would hope.
Or he's like, what the fuck? You stole my whole thing, right?
Well, and that also could be it too. But,
he was probably in the same category in all 3 of those competitions.
Yeah, absolutely. And World Beer Cup was probably the coolest because he now works for 2SP Brewing in Aston, Pennsylvania, and he took at World Beer Cup. His brewery did take silver, and we took bronze. So it was really cool being up on stage with him and that, and that was really
very
awesome
cool.
experience.
Oh, it's a good thing he was there. Oh.
That's a good moment.
So we're hoping that something similar happens this year at at some competitions that we might be entering it in, and
hope so.
We'll see what happens.
It's a good beer.
Double mashing, is there some advantage to that, or it's just really just mashed twice?
A lot of it is that it just doesn't fit in.
I know some people do that. They take the last runnings of the first mash and use those as strike water for the second.
Yeah, we don't have the capability to do that. Otherwise, I probably would. We do leave a little bit in the bottom of the ton.
Yeah, sure, it's good.
But
good liquor. Yeah.
We just don't have enough room in our mash tun to hold the amount of grain that goes.
You have a big gravity, is that why you have to do it?
Yeah, I think this one is around, I want to say 11 or 1.12 or something like that.
Wow.
It's pretty big.
Yeah.
And we do finish on the high side to make sure that we keep some of that malty sweetness in there as well.
Nice.
Came out good.
Well, I will say that David R. on Untapped said that this beer has nice roasted malt flavors, but it's a bit sweet for him.
Okay.
It finishes rich. 2 out of 5.
Yeah. Good.
So there you go.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Give me another one on it. Do you have another one in there?
Graham says, good. Unusually malty, mild coffee bouquet, afterburn, copious mouth-watering, 4 out of 5.
So
I
was going to say he is describing a Russian Imperial Stout all the way. So I'm so glad that the stars were good.
But
he drinks cider.
Yeah. Unusually malty for a Russian Imperial Stout.
Right. My favorite review for this beer is from Bob, and he says this is 4 out of 5. This time I won't forget to take home the pint glass I ordered.
Oh, I totally missed that one as well. I'm going to track his ass down.
Okay.
So there you go.
So it was a nice pint glass?
Apparently, that's what he took time to rate instead of the beers, the fact that he was an idiot.
Who's serving that in pints? That's a 12-ounce pour.
Okay.
There we go.
After that guy.
There we go.
Don't they check in where they tasted it?
Someone's getting
I know exactly who I'm going after.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's about all the time my throat has for tonight.
Want to go to Vinny's?
What's that?
They want to go to Vinny's?
Vinny's and continue drinking off this illness.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where I'm headed.
Yeah. Tasty. Thanks for coming in to say hi to
pleasure.
us. Yeah.
It's fun.
Everything's going okay?
It's going all right. Moving on.
What have you been doing? Sitting around your house?
There's a lot of sitting around the house.
Yeah.
If you don't feel like doing anything, you have to sit around and do nothing, yes. Yeah.
I think I asked you this last time, but you got any shows? What's your thing right now while you're sitting around? You got like a favorite
I told you
Netflix?
last time I watched cable news.
Oh, it's news all the time. Still the news all the time?
It's boring as shit, but it puts me to sleep. That's all I'm,
It doesn't drive
I'm a
you,
napper.
It doesn't drive you crazy, the news, watching that all the time?
I guess I'd stop watching if it did.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Do you feel informed?
Oh, yeah, I'm very informed.
Yeah. Can talk about all subjects.
I know a lot about hairstyles with how the women are
anchor hairstyles.
The hairstyles, yeah, the women that.
Are you sure you're not watching daytime talk?
Mm.
Yeah, sometimes
Dr. Oz.
Yeah, The View.
Oh, see, JP read.
Not talk. I'm watching CNN, and
JP speaks tasty. You've been watching The View.
Yeah,
and the Michael Strahan show now, and the Hoda in Brazil
Good
or
Morning
whatever.
America.
Never get there.
Days of Our Lives.
Have you been to
not
any beer
It's not?
events lately?
Yeah, I went to the Bistro's 25th anniversary party on Saturday.
Oh, nice.
It was great.
I bet
it's
it
like
was
going
great.
to the IPA festival, except it was just friends and family.
I love that
it's like
place.
small attendant, but everybody there was like everybody.
And drinkable beer?
That's cool.
Yeah, they had great beers. And
they're good people
I
down there.
poured a keg of
25
the
years.
21A Tasty IPA.
Wow.
Oh, sweet.
Nice. Hey, you sent me a photo. I'm sorry I didn't get back to you. You tasted our Firestone Pale Ale.
I did get,
You tasted it, right?
Yeah, I did.
What did you think? I haven't tasted it yet. We just got it here at the Hot Grenade days after you got it.
Just getting into the market. Did you get some here?
Yes, but I haven't opened
You
it
haven't
yet.
had it.
It showed up, I think, on Friday.
Yeah, you can get it at the local stores now. Just getting into the market.
I gotta go fucking buy some, I guess.
We've been working on trying to get it into the brew house.
I was at Safeway.
And what do they tell you?
I don't know. I'm trying to get that draft, and a lot of it's in cans.
it's a can only.
I'd like to say I could help you, but I can't get the goddamn thing.
I was
You're
at
not gonna
Safeway on
get a keg
Sunday.
of
I
that.
can't find it.
No,
I've been looking
it's
for
in
it.
cans only.
But I don't want to buy the
Wait,
variety.
no. That's not. What do you mean cans only? It's only in the variety pack of bottles.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and I don't want to buy the variety.
Other than the
pack
tap
bottle.
room at Firestone Walker.
Oh, yeah.
Forget it.
So you tasted it, though?
Yeah, it was good.
You liked it?
Yeah, it was everything I wanted. Yeah, good.
Was it? Did you find it to be like Pale 31, or is it totally different?
No, it's not totally different. But it's different enough that you wouldn't say, oh, this is like Pale 31.
I see.
Of course, I don't think that was the intent, was it? I mean,
well, ish.
Okay, well, it's a nice pale ale.
Here's what we did.
They call it a California pale ale.
The thing we tried to make up for was that Pale 31 was a blend.
Well, yeah, it's kind of hard to...
They made the Pale 31, or they made the Mission Street or whatever, and then they blended it with Union Jack.
Yeah.
Well, we tried to do that, but within one beer.
That's pretty hard to do.
Yeah, I think so, too.
And add
And make it still be a pale ale. I mean, you know.
I think Matt probably fucked it up on purpose if it's not quite like Pale 31 because he wanted to be right, because his brew staff was mad at him that they always had to blend it. They used to ask him all the time, like, can't we just like make a beer that's like this? And Matt was like, absolutely not. I mean, clearly we're doing it perfectly right because we've won all the awards on the fucking planet
No, it's a
for
great
this beer, so this is how we do it.
Yeah.
So when he did this experiment with us, he's like, all right, I'll do what my brewer said. We'll try to make it all in one beer, and I feel like he sabotaged it.
Because he wanted it to fail.
From Belgium?
Because he needs to be
To
right.
make his
Yeah,
point. He
from
made his
Belgium.
point, huh?
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to try it. I haven't tried the damn thing
Oh,
yet.
that's good.
But my GM here, texted me on Friday. He's like, it came in, and I'm like dying in bed. I have the fever, and I'm just like, can you please not tap it? I don't know that I'm ever going to get to try this fucking beer. So I think sometime this week we're tapping it. You got to come back for the tapping.
Yeah, I wanna
tasty,
try- I like-
because
yeah, when I've never
you
had
only
it on
had it in
draft.
the bottle, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We were supposed to get a keg early on.
Yeah.
And then we were supposed to taste it and like maybe change the recipe or process, but that all got
I
messed
know
up.
because Matt moved to fucking Belgium for his sabbatical.
His 1 year into sabbatical,
and we got left behind. I'll talk to him about
He threw
this.
us under the bus a bit, I think.
No, I'm excited about this beer. You found it on the shelf, Beardy.
I saw 2 cases. Well,
You didn't
two
buy
12
them?
Packs, 2 12-packs. Yeah. I bought both of them, so I have a 6-pack at home.
Oh, okay. When you say you saw them, I was like, but then you left them there, but you bought them.
Yes, I did buy them.
Just at the Safeway or what?
Yeah, at the Safeway.
Okay. I got to go find some too. I know we bought some cases here too. I've got some cases here, but
Bust that shit out right now.
you want to try it now? I don't even know where they are.
I think we should do that.
I like this idea.
Sounds like a great idea.
All right. All right. Let me do this. I'll put
We're
on
taking a quick break.
Yeah, we'll do a break. It better be in the fucking cold box.
Really?
See, this is going to be embarrassing because I'm going to go out there, and if I come back and I'm like, oh, well, we can't really try on the
We're gonna
beer,
fire somebody.
it's going to be because it's not in the cold box.
That's what I was
Oh,
going to
no,
say.
I'm sure
It'll be a longer break because then I'll have to drive home.
Yeah.
And get mine out of the fridge.
We can drink one of ours and pretend.
Let's just wait.
Why don't we just chat? Yeah, there's no
not
reason
do
to
it.
take a break while Bevo's checking the cold box to see if they're in there. I mean, they should be in there. Right?
Yeah, they should.
No,
They should.
they're 12 packs. They're not.
We have a tiny.
you want-
We have a tiny cold box.
Yeah, and what would be best for probably the running of the bar
Is
probably
not
different.
that. Yeah, and I do always tell them my priorities come last, so they do whatever they're supposed to do. In other words, Russian River has to be in the fucking cold box.
Yeah, right.
Everybody else goes in the closet next
Beer
door.
that people care about.
All right, Bevo's taking a look right now. We'll see.
I think Bevo is asking Lewis.
Do you have like a
I'm
Jeopardy
excited about it.
theme to play?
I know.
She did actually move closer to the cold box. So
No,
I did.
leaning over the
Right. Yeah.
I did find out why it has been so hard to get and took so long to find on the shelf, and that is that their seasonal box, that whatever that is, that seasonal box, it has the same SKU.
Yeah, so you got to finish
So
one.
even though they change the beers out in it, when you're a distributor, it's all the same SKU.
Oh, this is looking good.
Bevo's coming back with a case right now.
there's a case
So
of
in
beer.
other words, they have to get rid of the old one, sell it all before you get the new one. Because you can order it, but it's the same SKU as the last one, so they're just going to deliver you what's next to be
they have a
sold.
current variety pack, which is why.
We got a cold box? Yes. Let me see this beautiful box with our logo on it.
Yeah.
Looks great.
Oh, there it is.
Is
I
which
see it
camera's
right
on? Is
there.
the camera on me right now? Let's go find that out.
Yeah, I think it is.
Look at that beautiful box.
That's a sensual
Look at that
bottle right there.
Grenadier right out in front.
Yeah.
How do you
it's a
pronounce
third.
it?
Looks like a 22 from here.
What's the
Grenader.
name? Grenader?
No, Grenadier.
Grenadier?
It's like Spanish for grenade thrower.
Oh.
Did the Spanish have grenades?
Because we couldn't use hop grenade because of this whole fucking thing I'm in. It's a lawsuit. It's a whole thing.
All right.
It says on that collaboration with our friends at the Brewing Network. It's got our Brewing Network logo on there.
Oh, you guys are friends. That's
The Hop Grenade logo is on the bottle. The full Brewing Network logo is on the bottle. It's on the box. And there's 4 bottles, and one of them is really large, and it's ours.
It is the biggest bottle.
Ours is the big
The
bottle.
biggest dick in the dick
It's a manscaped bottle right there.
Yeah, it is. All right, well, I guess we'll crack one open,
Let's
huh?
do it. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
What about the formalities?
Dump out the rest.
We're going to get that sound on there?
This for me, this is like the Simpsons episode where Homer wants to buy more Neapolitan ice cream because he only eats the chocolate.
Yeah. I don't know this.
Where he's
reference.
like eating the chocolate part of the Neapolitan. He's like, Marge, we need more chocolate, vanilla, strawberry ice cream. He's just eating the chocolate because he's too dumb to know that you can just buy
You can do
chocolate
the others,
ice cream.
right?
So this to me is like, why you buy a whole 6-pack or 12-pack of these other beers to get one of the beers in it. For me, and then that's a long way of saying that I don't drink IPAs.
Understood.
Yeah.
Well, looking at the bottle, I could not be more proud. And they are so nice to us. Like, our branding is all over this. I have 1, 2, 3 different logos on it. And separately, another thing that says a collaboration with our friends at the Brewing Network.
Yeah.
All of that's on the bottle. In other words, actually, they were so nice. Of all of this branding, the smallest branding on the whole bottle is the branding that says Firestone Walker Brewing Company.
Right.
That's how kind they were to us about this collaboration, like to help
Very
us get
considerate.
some publicity out there. Hopefully, maybe some new Brewing Network fans will find this
Hopefully,
beer.
yeah. Or at least listeners.
You need to get those shirts in the store because I saw on their social media people asking if there was going to be shirts.
Oh, is
with
that right?
logo on there, yeah.
Fuck. Man, I ordered some from this new company, and they came out terrible. I didn't think about that. That was poor timing on my part to fire.
This is just getting into the market
store.
nationally. So if people anybody listening, you might, if you find Firestone Walker in your local spot, you should be able to get this beer.
Right.
And a mixed 12.
I'm taking
I like
my
how
first
clear
sip.
it is.
It is nice and clear.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's just the way a beer should be.
Straw honey thing coming on involved.
There's a little honey thing coming on.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm totally happy with this beer. It's not the.
It's not Pale
It's got
31.
the twist on it. It's like
It's not Pale 31.
It's not Pale 31. It's like 75% raw and then 14% Gambrinus pills. Yeah. That's the kind of the twist on it. Then it's the original Pale 31 hop regimen, Chinook, Centennial, and I guess Yeah.
in the kettle.
I think the Chinook is like 30-minute. Whatever. Some generic bittering up at 60, and then to finish in Centennial. Then we dry hopped it with the Chinook you guys liked.
We loved the Chinook.
Yeah.
Amarillo.
No, Amarillo didn't make it.
Oh, we dropped the Amarillo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Citra and Centennial.
Citra and Simcoe also got in there.
Citra, Simcoe, Chinook.
Oh, the fourth one. Oh, cool.
And something else. Maybe it was Centennial, too.
Yeah, Centennial was in there.
Yeah. Was it 4 or was it 5 dry hops?
It was
I think 4.
It was at least 4 for sure.
Yeah.
You were telling us to simplify a little bit, but we just couldn't give up on that fourth hop.
I'll look up. I have a picture of the hop bill.
It's not loaded with aroma.
No, and that's what I was going to... So it is not Pale 31. I love it. It's a great pale ale.
It's an easy drinker.
But it's
cold,
not
actually.
quite the dry hop aroma I was expecting after smelling it on that table. Yeah. Of course... We were smelling like all the freshest hops on the planet.
And your nose in the bag.
The Citra really changes it from a true Pale 31 reminiscent beer.
You think so?
More like a session pale ale.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it. Oh, I can't wait to taste the keg version, too.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good side-by-side. I think this is a great beer, folks. You can pick it up on your shelf now. If you don't see it yet... So the box says, like, what does it say? Like treasure pack or something? Limited edition.
Hoppy 12 or something.
It's the Lion's Share Hoppy 12 pack, and if it doesn't have our beer on it, just keep checking back because it means that they're still selling through the last one at your local store.
The last one's got 805 instead of this beer.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've got the actual hop bill for 160 barrels right here if you want me to just read it.
Sure.
So for 160 barrels, the dry hop was 120 pounds Centennial. 44 pounds Chinook, 22 pounds Simcoe, and 22 pounds Citra.
Oh, Simcoe.
That's the dry hop.
Correct. Yeah.
It's a goddamn lot of hops.
For 160 barrels, that's not a small batch.
Yeah, that's a big batch.
I
mean, you'd put that much hops in a triple IPA. 30 barrel.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm thinking about it as a 10, and I just see dollar signs. But
right.
Yeah, and so
that's my whole
hot side was just Columbus, Chinook, Centennial, and Cascade.
Okay. What's that little honey straw thing coming through?
I don't know.
Malt.
It's that Pilsner malt.
Yeah,
it's the Pilsner malt? Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's not my beloved Pale 31, but it shouldn't be. I would have been sad.
It's very different because then you're just in the recycling, and you feel like if it were me, if it were my thing, I would feel like, well, this tastes exactly like Pale 31. Although I liked Pale 31, then it doesn't feel as special.
Nothing new, nothing special.
You wouldn't like waking up and having your hop grenade on Pale 31.
No, it's like
I would feel not worthy. That's why I said I'd be sad.
Okay.
I would feel like now I fucked up Pale 31 or something. I feel
like
that.
if we're going through that effort, it should be something different.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're just let's dig through and brew this recipe for the people and be fine. I don't know.
I like it. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait for it to come on tap here at the Hop Grenade this week.
Yeah, let me know.
We'll let people know. And come by and taste it with me, Tasty.
I will.
Okay. Well, we didn't even have to take a break for that. How about that?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I like not doing
things. Thanks, Beav.
Yeah. Thank you, Bevo. I think we are about done here. Jared, thank you, brother.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank
you.
you.
All the beer you brought, too. Thank you so much for that.
It's been a dream come true. I've been listening since probably third season.
Wow.
If you want to call it that.
Excellent.
I hope you had a nice time in California while you were here.
Absolutely.
Now get the fuck out.
Yeah.
All right.
Time
I'm
to go.
leaving.
Yeah.
When do you leave?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, nice.
You're out of here. Don't get shot walking across the street.
Yeah, I'll try not to. I'll just avoid hitting the walk sign, and then I won't get shot.
Yeah.
The best way to do that is to jaywalk, for sure.
Yeah. No, I feel that's a good way to kind of handle that.
Yeah. It's one way to go.
It's true.
Teresa Pasuti. Tasty, did you hear what our girl did?
I did. She's champ.
Oh, my gosh. She's Queen of California.
Well aware of that.
King,
I'm not
Queen,
surprised.
champion of California.
I think it was 2 years ago at JBF. I was you're next to Denver Brewing Company or something. And I was hanging with them, and you're over there. I go, how you doing? I tried you had 6 beers on tap. I think, or something. And every one was as good as the other.
Yeah.
So when I saw you did well at the California what's Beer Cup? Is that what
yeah, the CCBC, California Craft Beer Cup.
Okay.
I wasn't surprised.
Not surprised.
Not surprised at all.
Oh, for sure. If you had any of those beers, we were just up there a couple weekends ago.
More medals than anybody else, right?
For a wedding, and what did the dry Irish stout win by chance?
It did actually. Got a gold.
I got a crowler of that shit gone that night. It was so good.
Oh, awesome.
Super good stuff.
Well, Teresa, listen, keep it up, will you? Don't beardy us and like win one thing and then just wander around like you're the best ever forever,
and then get into distilling.
And you got to keep it up.
I am doing my best every day to keep it up.
Good. So much.
Congratulations to you and your team. Tell your whole team we said so. I'm really proud of you. I think it's awesome.
I forced them all to give me a big old group hug today when I saw them because
nice.
Yeah, I mean honestly, it's them.
Yeah,
it's them more than me. They brewed those beers.
Well,
team.
So many steps to making a good beer.
Yeah.
Totally,
you can't do them all yourself.
Well, and I'm just so proud of them.
Congratulations.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right, Tasty, good to see you. Thanks, buddy.
Well.
Beardy, I don't know what you did.
I don't either.
I know what he didn't do.
Cover JP's ass.
It's true.
Bevo did all the things. Thank you for all the things, Bevo. And next week we've got Common Roots Brewing. I feel like it's reggae themed. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and probably say
yeah, I should load up some
Selecta.
some reggae music.
I think you guys are incorrect.
Really?
Yeah.
They're like, we're actually bringing urban areas together. And
yeah. All right, I'm out of here. JP, do your thing. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Thank you to our show sponsor, More Beer. You can get absolutely everything you need to make great beer at home by going to morebeer.com. Thanks to Jared, Matt, and Zach from the Tap Brewery for bringing us so many of the great beers all the way out to Little Concord. Learn more about them at thetapbeerbar.com. If you like Disneyland and want to know more about it, check out earsuppodcast.com and support JP in his quest to soak up his free time making zero money. Get on Twitter for some good beer insight and homebrew info. Follow Nate Smith at Nathan Homebrew, Mike McDole at Tasty McD. Warren is stuck over at Another Beardy. JP knows Twitter's dead, so he's on Instagram at Major Jip. And our newest brewcaster, Teresa, is online at Pasuti Brews and Crooked Lane Brewing. And you can find Bevo there as well at Beverly M. Moore. Be sure to find the Brewing Network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
JP's an asshole. Justin's a nice guy and winning the race. JP does